Go.
All right. Hello, and welcome to Dragons in the Dining Room. This is DM Repin, and I am the host of Band of Wanderers. Yay!
Yay!
If I did my math correctly, this is episode 3. Technically 4. The first one was called 0 for some reason, so this is 3-4.
Yeah,
the next one will be 4-5.
Well, the original one was session 0, as you had called it, so I labeled it as such.
Perfect.
Where did my dice go?
Did the goblin get them?
Probably.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for hanging in there. I know we're a tad bit late, but that is the Wednesday normal for now. Welcome. Okay.
There's my dice.
Well, last we left off, we were in, well, Ravnica for one.
Yes, that hasn't changed.
That hasn't changed yet. And for 2, our adventurers had followed Zeke to the Izzet League stronghold, otherwise known as Nivix, a giant fortress of mechanical invention and technology and wonder, the world of tomorrow, if you will. And they rode on a thing called an elevator.
Strange device.
It was
Strange
scary.
device.
It was scary.
They were presented to Ralzeric, the second in command of the Izzet League, as per Zeke's mission, so to speak, was to gather information on them, but he instead brought them to him. So that resulted in a promotion for the good old metal man, who is now a I forgot the title I gave you, but you have the ability to do your own research now. You're, I think, a researcher, a lab assistant, no, something like that. Researcher, gotcha.
And we're all level 10.
No, I know that's not true.
Good try, though.
I suppose I deserve that as much as I do it to you. So, hello, Zinzi.
Got rolls already. He hasn't even started.
Oh, that happened.
Hello to Z&Z.
Those 4 viewer roles tend to sell out in the first 20 minutes. Okay, yes, you are a researcher. You sing "Do You Believe in Life After Love"? Nobody? Okay.
Believe after love.
Bang,
There you
bang,
go.
bang, bang. Thank you. Okay.
I really don't think you're strong enough.
No. Okay. So.
Started it. You asked for it.
What? You don't like Cher? Oh, that's not a good thing.
That's a deal breaker, Zach. We can't be friends anymore.
So, okay. They met Ral. You're picking right now to be bothering me.
Go lay down.
You had 2 hours, and now you're picking to
So
bother me.
good earlier. She has to be naughty
But
now.
Dad.
Okay. Ral introduced them to the idea of the golden dragon that Xantip asked about. And on top of that, they were given job offers to which everybody declined. Except for Katerina, who was uninterested to begin with.
Right?
So, we left off with our intrepid adventurers and team members leaving Nivix.
But
We had just stepped outside the doorway.
at least they're not.
Yes, the doorway to Ral's office, and you guys are inside on the 84th floor. Hey, Nat 20. Somebody else be writing this down because I don't keep track on my game.
I will keep track
Okay.
because I have all sorts of paperwork in front of me still.
So wait, who all got rolled for? It was
Um,
Echo, Repin and Sinal?
Let me scroll back. I got it. All right. Thaco got a 6. Football Chick got a 16.
Ooh.
Ooh.
DM Wolf got.
Did Krabby ever roll for me?
I don't think Krabby ever rolled for you, but Sinal got a 16.
Oh, no. Krabby rolled for me. I got 16. Poison Ivy Pika got a 12 for
And,
Sinal. Yeah, I got 16.
So Wolf got a 16. Sinal got a 12.
Nobody loves me. Or me. Or you.
We might want to do more than just 4 of those.
All by ourselves. Which is funny because we're the only 2 that's not on a separate camera.
Yep.
All by yourselves collectively?
Yes.
Okay. You guys are
All
on
by
the
yourself,
84th
beside
floor
yourself.
of Nivix, and you guys, when you entered last time, it was overcast, as it tends to always be around here. But now it is lightly drizzling as you look outside the windows on the hallway. You can see a pitter-patter amongst the windows.
Why is it always cloudy here?
You said to...
Well, isn't Zeke with us?
Yes. You're...
Or to Katarina. I mean, either of those 2 are from around here.
I've only been here on this world for a short time, but
So, yes, Katarina, you do not know why.
I will look at her and I go, because chaos.
Unmute yourself.
you should unmute yourself.
I did.
No, you
No, you
didn't.
You have to be in.
I didn't hit the button hard enough.
Aha.
It's England, that's
I
right.
will look at her and I will go, because chaos.
It's England, says ZNZ.
I like that answer.
You guys hear Zeke say, because chaos.
Because chaos?
Oh yeah, all sorts of manner of things happen here. There's, could be raining one day, fire, lightning, toxic gas, siege weapons, inexplicably being fired upon the city, that kind of thing.
Andros looks extremely concerned, yeah.
I look concerned for my own life.
Oh.
Katarina, you only believe half of the things he said to be true. You've seen 2 or 3 of them, but not the others.
In the short time I've been with Zeke, that I only believe half this is true anyways.
No.
Oh, hello, puppers. How loudly did you ask that question, since you're in the hallway of Nivix?
Normal talking voice. I mean,
Okay.
I have no reason to be quiet.
Okay, yeah, nobody does anything about it, so okay. All right, you guys approach the metal box of moving.
Which I still don't like.
Right?
It is currently open and awaiting a passenger.
Do we have to? I don't wanna.
Do you know how to
Yes.
fly yet?
Yes, you do.
Flight down either.
Eh.
I mean, unless you want to go down the Shinra Tower, 84 flights of stairs.
Where are the stairs?
They don't exist. I was just joking.
I will take the elevator. I will get on the elevator.
I'll take the box of death.
Elevator go down.
So
Nice.
I'm gonna step inside the elevator when we all get in there, and I'm gonna look at him and I'm go, okay. So when I press this button, we're gonna go down, but at the same time, if we get viciously attacked by the Wild Gang, it's okay.
By the what?
Wild Gang.
That's not even funny.
Huh.
Okay, so everybody's in the box of doom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I wanna be, but I am.
down with the Wild Gang.
I'm gonna assume Zeke will operate it and hit the lobby button.
I hit the button right before the lobby.
Wild game.
So you hit number 1.
Yes.
Okay. For everybody but Zeke make a dex check. You can choose not to use the die that was rolled for you for this, if you have one waiting.
I just need one bit.
I rolled an 11.
12.
You got too much crap.
I know. If you're a monk, you should have good dex.
I just saw the look in her face.
Oh, never mind. You don't.
Are you
Oh,
crazy?
no, okay.
Dex check.
Dex
Yes.
check or save?
Just add your mod to it.
Can I use acrobatics instead?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's better.
I'll explain why that happened. So what is your acrobatics then?
10. I rolled a 3, okay? If it would have been just a dex check, it would have been a 7.
So, okay, and wow, okay, Andrast.
14.
14? Okay. Andrast, you have no problem. Katerina and wow, sorry. Katerina and Xanthip, you guys lurch a little bit, and you guys look over and see Kaylin, who gets caught off guard, and Kaylin begins to like fall forward, and then she sort of does this really cool recovery move, and she sort of twists back around and puts her back on the wall, and she's bracing the sides of the. She's like, ah!
I hate this thing.
Can we like stop immediately and go the opposite direction, Zeke?
And with that comment, I'm just gonna sit on the floor.
Fair enough.
Screw that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be glaring at Nilo the whole time.
I am Xanthip today.
Xanthip, whatever. It's an asshole move. I automatically think of Nilo.
I'll take that. What is up, Mr. Captain Zodabeard?
Hello. Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
The cabin stops at a floor. The doors open, and you guys realize you are somewhere that you weren't in the first place. This floor has a lot of goblins in various attire, and you see all sorts of what looks like chaos going on. You see glass vials being poured with different substances, red, blues, greens, translucents. You see what looks like, how in the world is this organized chaos? And as the doors open and you look around, the voices, you have no idea how anybody hears anything because it's just a bunch of overlapping goblin voices.
What is up, Turk?
What?
Hey, Grouch Couch.
Hey, Grouch
We
Couch.
love you.
Hi, Grouch Couch.
We love you.
Hello.
So
Why are we here?
I hit the wrong button. This button, and I hit lobby.
Okay. The door closes, and suddenly you guys can hear again.
Ooh,
And,
hold on. If I may interrupt for one quick second. Happy birthday, Turk!
Happy
Happy birthday!
Okay, thank you.
In mere seconds, as that motion starts again, it almost stops right away, and you guys are at the lobby this time. And you see a couple of humans waiting as the door opens, and they look irritated because you're pretty sure they're aware of the delay of the elevator card. The door's opened. You guys may now roam around the cabin.
All right, we leave.
Okay.
I'm getting out of this.
Death box.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm getting out of this death box as soon as possible.
Box of death.
Okay. The two annoyed human engineers walk into the elevator and the doors close. And they kind of glare give you the death glare as they look at all of you coming out of the cart.
Oh, thanks for the gift sub. And
Oh, thank you.
I'm just
I
gonna.
will look at them and I go, God, these elevators! I swear they're so slow, aren't they?
You can hear what sounds like a growling noise as that you're pretty certain they know that you delayed the cart on purpose.
And I will make my way out of this
And
building.
I go,
I just
it's not
point at Zeke.
polite to growl at people.
They continue onwards, and you guys are at the lobby.
I am continuing out of the building.
Okay.
Following.
It is a very, very gentle rain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I saw that too. If you guys saw the internet's unstable.
Okay. That was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, things are being goofy. Interwebs is weird.
You guys get on the city streets, and you can, amongst voices and the sounds of horses carrying carts and all sorts of this and that, you can also hear the faint patter of raindrops hitting bricks and the walkways and bridges and buildings.
I have no idea what to do now, so I am just going to wander around and see if potentially there is a place that might be a way of acquiring monies.
Okay. Thank you for the cheer, Krabby.
I will actually stop you and be like, so, you guys have no place to stay, right?
I do.
I think those two do as I point to Katerina and... oh shoot, I just lost your character's name, Darian.
Kaylin.
Caleb.
Kaylin, thank you.
Well, I
Kaylin-
think that was only for the night, though.
Hmm?
I don't honestly. Sorry, Jam. I don't remember if that was just for that night or not.
She kind of implied that if you needed it for longer than just that night, you could.
Hello, Dr. Leach.
Hey, Dr. Leach.
Hey.
We still do have 9 with us, correct?
Yes, 9 is in tow. She's sort of quietly absorbing it all.
Gotcha. So,
She is closest to Xantha.
I'm gonna look at them and I'll go, so, I kind of got a case, and you guys kind of need a money and place to stay.
Okay.
You've got a case?
Yes. So,
What do
now
you
that I'm a
mean?
researcher, I got to be important. And because I got to be important, I got to look into things. So here's my thing. Remember when you guys popped in and you were all like, oh no, there's a siege going on and there was buildings falling and everything, and I was trying to protect you, but then that one got a pillar stuck in her chest?
She looks at you angrily.
I'm just saying the obvious. You kind of got impaled.
Oh, look at that. I've been impaled.
So, we need to find out how those people, known as the Gruul, got a hold of siege weapons.
As you guys are talking, I assume you're sort of walking around a little bit.
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
said, I'm looking for a place that might bode well for my certain proclivities to earn me coin.
Okay. As you guys are walking around, you see, amongst all sorts of people, you see a particularly well-armored man with a red cape behind him walking your way, and there are 3 underlings behind him. He quickly approaches. His movement is quite quick.
You would
And
say
as
it's
you...
quick even.
Sorry, Xantha?
You would say it's quick even.
It's quick even. One second. I'll be right back. Hang on. Sorry, guys. Amuse yourselves for just a minute.
Doggo
Yeah.
needs to go outside.
Ah.
Probably. Makes sense.
Hey, doggos.
Damn it, we still haven't rested yet.
Do we need to rest?
Well, I got shot with a lightning bolt and I'm down 3 spells.
Oh, why are you down so many spells?
Let's see. I casted Invisibility up there. I casted Mending, and I casted Cure Wounds.
I'm down 1 spell.
That sounds like your own fault then.
I was trying to heal 9.
The invisibility had nothing to do with healing 9.
Oh, that's why I'm down a spell. Okay, I forgot. I cast Dispel Magic on you. Yes, quick, free experience. If he's gone for more than 10 minutes, we gain a level.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Zeke, lock him out.
What's up, Twiz?
Hi, Twiz. Okay,
Hey, Twiz.
Hi.
Twisted.
You came back too soon.
I came back too soon.
Yeah, I said if you're gone for 10 minutes, we all gain a level.
Oh yeah, right. All right. This well-armored man approaches, and you could instantly tell he's Boros because he has the fist symbol on his chest piece, and it's well decorated. It's very shiny. Why are you hiding your face for?
Nothing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So he approaches, and as you're talking about that case, which I assume you're speaking at a regular talking volume to your companions. Okay. He approaches and he interjects, almost to a rude level, and he says, "The siege weapon. Go on about that, please."
All right, Boros scum. First off, I don't know who you are. Secondly, get out of my face. So anyway, guys, as I was saying.
Oh, scum. That's funny. Well.
Okay, first of all, this is an A-B conversation, so please see your way out.
Wow, I've never heard that one before.
Really? You've never heard that before?
I'm talking in character, my dear.
Oh, okay.
Relax, there's no need for hostility. I was just simply going to say, we are, well, actually I was looking for the 3 of you, and he points to Xanthip, he points to Kaelin, and he points to Zeke. And he says, my name is Aaron, and I am a commander from the Theater of Order.
The who, what?
The Theater of Order?
So you pretend to be in order?
Oh.
It's all an act.
It
No.
I look at him and I go, all right, so Boros scum, they're not from this world. So they have no idea. Also, the last time I was in Sunhome, you guys were rude to me. Very rude. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be polite. Y'all were rude.
You think that your one encounter speaks for the entire Legion?
Well, their one encounter with me was like, rah, 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 you're stupid, go away.
Look, things are a bit tense right now. How could you expect to just walk into our homeland without proper caution?
Do I still have that missive?
Yeah.
What is the Theater of Order other than a really bad name?
Well, I don't appreciate your criticism of our ruling class, but the Theater of Order is one of 4 divisions of Boros tactics. It's a group of it is the group. Well, here's what we do. Okay, so we're a division. We're led by the angel Aurelia. The Theater of Order is a division in which we seek out any sort of riotous activity. He looks to Zeke. We're Rakdos hunters.
Okay. So
You're
it took you a
I hate
very
those
long
guys.
time to say that. So the next question is, what are Rakdos?
Yeah.
The Rakdos are one of the 10 guilds of this city, and while they tend to give off this innocent appearance, it is very commonly known that the head of their cult is a demon that tends to enthrall their people, and if you haven't been in the city long, so you probably haven't seen a Rakdos circus or a performance, but usually those are, for the most part, harmless. Sometimes they do get a little lethal.
I wonder if Aractos.
Sounds like a spider.
I wonder if maybe DM, would I have any reason to believe that the demon could be connected to a demon deity from Normal Realm?
Normal realm?
I'm sorry, I forgot. Sword Coast.
No, the name Rakdos is entirely new to you. And as he explains, it's a tricky situation. That is why Aurelia authorized our division, because we only seek out the Rakdos who go too far, enslaving people, capturing children, killing people. The demonic ones.
So like the cult of Asmodeus.
That is their official guild name. It's the cult of Rakdos. But not all of them are enthralled, or at least not to our belief. Anyway, we're looking into the siege weapon thing that you talked about.
Hey, what's up, Scribe? Good to see Indigo Chameleon here.
Hey, Scribe.
Hey.
So, the Theater of Order has been tasked by Aurelia herself, and Zeke and Katerina, you know the name Aurelia. You know this is the Guildmaster of Boros, and she is an angel.
Oh,
What?
isn't that DM Loxy's red-white commander?
Yes.
I think her commander is Aurelia, yes.
Yes, she likes Aurelia.
So, you guys, the two of you not native, but been here longer, you know Aurelia is the Guildmaster of Boros. So he continues. Aurelia herself has given us a task to investigate some recent rumors of Rakdos mayhem in Precinct 6. When he says Precinct 6, Zeke, you're aware that is where you work. Precinct 6 is the smelting district. Or the smelting quarter is in Precinct 6. But you also know the Rakdos tend to be heavier in Precinct 6. A lot of their establishment is there. He says to you guys, the rumor is that the Rakdos are slowly trying to incur a massive riot starting in Precinct 6th, but we cannot prove it yet. And we were hoping that such esteemed colleagues of Jace Bellerin himself, and he looks to Xanthip and Andrast.
Yay,
Such
thank you for the cheers.
Yay, thank you for the cheers. Such esteemed company of the Guild Pact himself, looking at you two, would hopefully help us out in this investigation. Most of our investigators are currently tied up in this Grohl is problem.
Well,
And he says that with respect. He doesn't sound abrasive to you.
I'm sorry to kind of discount what you're saying, but I would not call myself esteemed with Jace Bellerin. I only know his name.
Well, that, my friend, is where you might be wrong. Rumor travels fast in the city, and all the guilds have heard that the two of you, have been seen in the presence of Gatewatch. Whether you're Gatewatch members or not, you at least have their ear. And since most of you don't abide to a guild, at least not yet, maybe you can take this matter into your own hands as a non-partial entities.
And what is it that it would earn me if I were to assist you in this endeavor?
He smiles as when you say the word earn, he smiles. And he says, I had a feeling. We can afford you a standard mercenary's pay for a day or two worth of work.
I'm going to need more than that, as I have no home, I have no lodging, I have no food, and the only clothing on my back is what you see.
Is
Well-
literally the clothing on his back.
I can offer you, if you prove yourself as a competent warrior or healer, I can certainly admit you to the ranks of the Boros.
I am not so good at either of those. I tend to be more of a man of words.
Well, men of words tend to be House Demir or the Azorius or the Rakdos themselves, at least the
This is
performer
a
side.
foreign language to me.
What was the DM? Remind me, what was the Azorius?
They are the lawmakers, the blue and white triangles.
Okay, that wasn't the guy that was trying to swindle us earlier, right?
Nope, that was a House Demir merchant.
Oh yeah, I don't like him.
I'll chime in at this point and just be like, no, and unless you really like pain and weird shows, no.
The Rakdos have this reputation of the city's performers, and they do handle a lot of the entertainment needs of the city, but there's of course always more to the story.
In my opinion, there's bad in every group.
That is a truth. That's why we have a theater of loyalty, and we weed out the traitors amongst us. So anyway, what all do you need? And he looks at Xanthip as since you asked the question.
Well, the most important thing whenever finding yourself in a new location is food and lodging. I am not going to get myself beholden to any one guild, as I know nothing about your politics, and honestly, politics bore me. But food and lodging are extremely important. If you can assist me in that, I might be willing to work with you on this research.
Well, as it stands right now, if you guys don't know, you are in Precinct 4. You're sort of in the center of the precinct, and he points where you guys have already been before to Sunholm. That's where the Boros tend to be. I can probably get you lodging in Sunholm. Food would be provided as well, but you would be as a mercenary and not part of the guild unless you want to join the guild.
I am most definitely under the title of mercenary at the moment. I am beholden to none. But I can provide entertainment as well, so I can also earn coin that way if your men and women like such things.
Well, that will be totally up to you. A lot of them tend to visit the Rakdos shows that we know are safe.
Well, I am not going to be a Rakdos show. I can give them something where they can sit around a fire, a hearth, or a dinner table and just relax while listening to good music or prose.
Some of them might enjoy that, but thrill seekers, I guarantee, will not.
And I'll earn my coin as I will.
Okay. And he looks to
Updated.
he looks to Zeke wearing the Izzet symbol and Katarina wearing the Selesnya symbol, and he says, despite the fact that you guys are in different guilds, Zeke, and he knows your name, I know that you're currently authorized by the Firemind to investigate on behalf of your guild. We will allow you still in Sunholm. You're not you're a known quantity. And as for the Selesnya over here, you will be permitted as well. We have no problem with you. And then he looks to the other two. Will you help us with this?
Yeah, of course.
Caitlin's like, yeah, fighting.
It's one thing that I know how to do.
Andrast?
I suppose I really have nothing else to do at this moment.
Okay. I have to let my dog back in, so I'll be right back one more time, and then I should be good.
Puppy aggro.
maybe I don't want to fight today. These dice are rolling like shit today. Except for you, I will keep you out. Because you are actually being nice to me.
I am finding it hard to follow Xanthip's course in this world.
What, to become a full bard?
No. I want to be a mover and shaker behind the scenes, making things happen and earning coin while I do.
Yeah, that's probably, I have a feeling that's probably not going to happen very well in this world.
Well, not yet. I still have to find which of these guilds is going to give me that power.
True.
I would also say probably Demir.
Yeah, but I don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I should be good now. The dog is gone potty and currently eating something, so maybe she'll be off my back for 10 minutes.
No, then in 10 minutes, she'll need to go outside again and go
I
potty.
know.
That's right.
And my camera's blurry. Awesome.
Because he moved.
Yeah. Okay.
Ozzy.
Shave your camera.
Shave my camera. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try flicking my lights off. Hang on.
You know, I usually get a response from things when I flick them off.
I don't know if we want to talk about that. There we go. All right, focus on me. Okay. All right. Okay.
And blurry.
And it's blurry. I hate this freaking camera. I thought this was the better camera, but
It is, but you might have to change where its focal point is.
Is that one of the cameras that we normally use?
Yeah, it's the
this
one
is
I have.
this is a camera from the dining room. Yeah, there. Okay.
There we go.
One of our
Dang.
cameras does not like staying in focus. And it's
It's-
probably the one you have.
That's the one that you. No, that's the brand new one, and it sits above the. It's the one opposite the curtain. It's above the thermostat, and that one's nice. It's the one that sits on the curtain that doesn't like to focus.
Okay. I'll have to figure that out. It's only been a month of doing this, so. Okay. So, some of you were a little more reluctant about saying yes, but the overall yes of the group, he's okay. All right. Well, I don't know where you're planning on staying tonight, but what he's going to do is he hands all of you a piece of parchment. And he says, this will authorize you to stay in Sunhome as Boros mercenaries. You're not affiliated with the guild, but you do have permission to be in Sunhome with the same capacity as a Boros guild member.
I appreciate the
So,
generosity.
correct me if I'm wrong. Sunhome's in 4, but the actions is in 6.
Yes, and he is saying you guys will be investigating the 6th, but you have a place to stay in the 4th.
Well, I mean, I live in the 6th, and I could probably get them lodging absolutely no problem.
Well, you should have said something while I was bartering with this Boros guy.
You live in 4, because you work in 6, you live in 4. 4 is where Nivix is, and you live on the north side of Nivix. 6 is where you work.
Right, but I work in 6, so I could probably find lodging in 6.
No, you said you live in 6, so.
I'm
But
sorry,
yes, you
yeah,
work in 6.
That's what I meant today. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm looking at the guy and I'm like, so let me get this straight. We need to go to 6 to investigate the Rakdos because they're being buttheads. But you guys
Allegedly.
you guys are also investigating my guilds, and I do the quotations of a part with the siege weapon. So, what do you guys want to do? Go find some Rakdos and see if they're actually causing trouble, or actually go find the siege weapons that are definitely causing trouble?
And this captain is quietly looking amongst the group as you chat. He's kind of in your guys' personal space. I mean, not face to face, but he's within the group of you.
Well, I don't know anything about the politics here, but is it possible that the Rakdos might have something to do with the siege weapon?
I mean, they are crazy and kooky enough to do something like that, but
So
I mean,
maybe
it's
two
definitely
birds, one
Gruul
stone.
that attacked with them.
Maybe 2 birds, 1 stone.
I mean, I work in the 6, so if they're gonna cause some commotion, that's gonna suck, because then I won't be able to tinker with stuff, and I kind of like doing that.
So let's make sure your workshop's on the safe side.
Cool, and now that I have minions, I can make them do my bidding.
If you call me minion one more time, I will break you.
No, not you guys. You guys are cool. I actually get minions now because I'm important.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clarification here.
Yeah, I am not your minion either.
No. You tree huggers are perfectly fine with me.
I'm fine with you as long as you don't call me your minion. I'm okay.
What if I call you my buddy?
I am not a bunny.
I am not your buddy,
Buddy,
pal.
buddy.
You call me a bunny. I'm like, I'm not a bunny.
Don't call me buddy, pal.
Buddy.
Nobody? Okay.
Wait,
I didn't hear you. Sorry, you cut out.
I missed it.
Don't call me buddy, pal.
I'm not your pal, guy.
I'm not your guy, man.
He's not social distancing properly.
So, all right. So it seems like we're going to deal with this Rakdos thing if everyone's in agreement. Yes.
Yep.
You realize it is, despite the fact that it's raining and still dark and cloudy, you realize that it's probably late in the day, as the sunlight, what the sunlight there is getting darker.
However, rest sounds like a good thing. I've been through more than I care to think about right now.
Well, I have an idea. I could definitely get you lodging here. That way you don't have to travel all the way to the 6 to get lodging.
Wait, I thought he said we would have lodging in Sunholm.
Which is in the 4.
Which is in
Precinct
the
4.
4th district.
You guys are here right now. Sunholm's in Precinct 4 with Izzet.
Yeah, but Sunholm's like an hour away compared to like here.
Not from Nivix. No.
I need to see that map again.
Here.
I swear, like it's like we're here. Sunholm's like here, and 6 is like here.
Okay, this is Precinct 4. That's Sunholm, that's Nivix. Not
And
really.
guess
This is the edge of Nivix. It starts here,
When he
and
puts
Sunholm
the
ends
on,
here.
His camera's gonna be all blurry again.
Stop. No. I mean, not an hour. I mean, maybe if you're walking like an old person, but this is the entire city.
Okay.
And just in 4, this is the different distance between Sunholm and Nivix. You guys are gonna go all the way over here.
Okay. Well, last time it took me to get from my place to Sunholm was like an hour. But okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Well, because
I'm going to start walking toward Sunholm.
that is because your home is up here, near the Red Wastes. Okay, you're walking towards Sunholm.
Yep.
Okay, you guys recognize it's a 10 or 20 minute walk. Quickly.
In that case, I'm going to go speak to my mentor.
You're not muted. You're still muted.
You weren't
don't
in
know.
the you were.
No, my computer just completely flipped out. 1 second.
That was weird. Xbox Game Bar came up for some reason. I'm going to speak to my former mentor and tell him what I'll be doing. And then I'm going to go home and sleep. And I will tell them that I will meet them in Sunholm in the morning.
Okay, you know that it'll take you about 45 minutes to get to your mentor from where you're at now.
Is there like a bird system paging someone? Do I have a device that communicates? Do I
Your mouth.
speaking to my Boar's Head members?
There is no Boar's Net in Ravnik yet.
I have given my players way too many nice little trinkets.
Hey, I've been just as nice. You guys have a set of sending stones.
This is true.
This won't last forever. There might be some cool stuff coming. Unless you go speak to him or write a letter, it's about 45 minutes to his house, but you're close to his house, so he's on the way if you're going all the way back home. It's gonna take you it's gonna take you 45 minutes either way to get to either your house or his house.
Got it. Fine. I'll just do that. Try to speed things up.
We need the Is It League to invent cell phones.
There you go.
Right?
Technically, there are communication devices, but I'd have to pick them up, and they're very expensive.
And the two of you, Zeke and Katerina, you're roughly familiar with the idea that there are ways of instant communication, and the primary people who have that tend to be House Demir. The spy network tends to have a way to talk to each other, but there are other ways to get that sort of communication.
Yes. Well, I that's what I'm doing. I need to
Okay.
talk to him, tell him what I'm doing. That way he knows where I'm at, and I'm gonna go.
Crappy. Casper, you pooping? Oh my goodness.
Katerina, what do you plan on doing?
Well, I don't want to have to come back, walk all the way back to my house and then come back. So I probably will just stay with them.
Okay, you're gonna stay at the Sunholm Barracks with the rest of the group? Okay. Okay.
This is way the fuck way over there.
Yeah, your house would be a few hours away on foot.
And then I'd have to walk a few hours back to hook back up with them in the morning. That seems like a waste of time.
Yeah, really, without any other sort of travel, like a horse or like a direwolf or something. Okay. Anybody want to do anything before they go to sleep?
Oh, heck no. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
Same.
As you guys get into Sunholm, and you are pointed around as people learn that you are mercenaries, most people will treat you neutrally. Some will be a little more offended by the fact that you're Boros for coin. And typically it's neutral or worse. You don't get a lot of good response, but either way, they show you around the city or the Sunholm. There is a large system of barracks, and you guys are assigned a quarter that is probably a little less pristine, but the beds are decent. There are facilities. You each have your own washroom. You each have.
That's surprising.
Yep. You suspect that in other barracks, at least the proper Boros barracks, are probably even better off. But it's comfortable accommodation. There are 2 beds in each room, and you guys have been assigned 3 rooms. So how do we want to split that up?
I don't care. I'm just going to bed.
Okay.
Hey, Kaylin and Andras would probably bunk together.
Okay. That leaves 9 and Katerina.
That works.
Okay. 9 will probably sleep in the same room as Xanthip, and that puts Katerina by herself. Well, I mean, 9 knows Xanthip, and she's a little shy. So.
Makes sense to me.
Yes, but cat person too.
You're right. She is conflicted. Hey, Thaco, is she around? Do you want to ask her real quick?
She's upstairs.
Okay. We'll just decide for her then.
Wait. Have Krabby roll a d20, and if it's odds, then Xanthip evens Katerina.
Okay, Krabby, roll a d20. We'll decide that. While we're waiting for that. So what was even on that? That goes to Katerina?
Yep.
All right. 9 will branch out and stay in the room with Katerina. Xanthip, I want to I would normally probably sleep in this room with you, but I want to know more about Katerina, so I'm going to go hang out with her.
I want to know more about the kitty person.
Have fun.
And she kind of joyfully walks away to enter the same room as Katerina. So, all right. The night passes. You guys awake the next morning to a bell ringing, and it is loud.
Oof. No bueno.
You realize, with it being a military barracks, people tend to wake up at a certain time here. From what you can tell, it is a little bit early in the morning. You are still in Precinct 4, so it's mostly cloudy, but you do see peaks of sunshine coming from, you do see peaks of sunshine from across the horizon. It takes about 3 minutes after the bell rings, and Xanthip, you hear a knock on your door, as well as just shortly after, Kaelin and Andrast, and then Katerina and Nine. And back to Xanthip, you hear the knock on your door.
What?
It is time to get up.
I'm not Boros. I can get up whenever I want.
Oh, wait. This is the wrong wing. Oh, sorry. And you hear his voice get quieter as you hear footsteps. But there's still a knock on Kaelin and Andrast's door.
Who is it?
It's time to get up. Come on, recruits.
I'm not a recruit.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Oh, damn it. I'm still in the wrong. Okay. And,
I'm gonna start laughing at that point.
and then Katerina, there's a knock on your door, and he says, "Recruit."
Nope.
Are you serious? And then he stomps away.
You need to keep going a little further away, dude.
Yeah, so it is a little bit early in the morning. You guys just woke up.
Someone got his morning coffee, man.
He did.
You were told that there is a serving area where you can get food, just shortly away from where you guys are sleeping. It is 2 minutes away from the bedrooms, and it is a mess hall. It's a barracks mess hall. You have basic rations. You get eggs and bread and like a piece of bacon or something.
So a continental breakfast at like
Yeah.
6?
Yeah, you get the continental breakfast of continental bread and continental eggs.
Okay.
And you get a cup of water. It's ration-based food.
It's better than what we're serving at our job right now.
Better than the hardtack.
Yep. Okay. The 5 of you, I'm talking about the 4 of you plus 9, have met up in the dining area.
Where did Zeke go again?
Zeke does not require sleep, nor food, nor water, so when he wants to go deactivate, he probably would already be there and awake.
So you're telling me Zeke's already back at Sunhome?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The 6 of you are together. And you're at the eatery. Zeke has found his way to you guys.
So how are we
I'm
supposed
back.
to go about this?
Buddies!
What was that, Taco?
How are we supposed to go about this?
You have thoughts?
Are
I
we
mean,
just gonna
the
walk
guy
in?
didn't really give us much details other than, let's look at...
I see what you did there. Fireball. It was 1 face away from 20. It was an 8. Oh, okay. What are you guys' passive perceptions?
That would be
21.
21?
Yep.
Holy Christ.
Okay,
I'm not-
Sarah guy.
I'm not too far behind. I got 19.
I perceive everything.
I got a 14.
Just turn around Katarina's numbers and it's mine.
Mine is 16.
Okay.
I has a 12.
I will say Kaylin, Katarina for sure, and Xanthip. As you guys walk around in the barracks area and you get to the open sky, yet again, you do know it's cloudy out. But as you guys look up, you can see something very odd. It's almost as if certain swaths of clouds, at least 2 of them, look like there is a sort of dissipation coming from them and down. And it's very faint, but it looks like they're like parts of the cloud are being pushed from the sky down, and they kind of evaporate into nothing. And it seems to keep happening.
That's
It-
weird.
That's
It is
not-
very strange.
Huh.
Zeke, what's that?
Not necessarily. I want Zeke to roll something. Hang on.
First 3.
You know what? History is a good one. Zeke, roll history at advantage. And Katarina, I want you to roll. Yeah, you know what? You roll history at advantage, or not at advantage, history at regular.
26.
14.
Okay. Katarina, you're unfamiliar with what's going on. Zeke, with a 26 in history, you think, you're not sure, but you think that above where these cloud distortions are might possibly be the Parhelion. The Parhelion is a gigantic warship piloted by the Boros, where the angels are.
Oh.
You realize that the Boros command is in the sky, far above the cloud layer around Nivix. You can't say with any certainty that it is the Parhelion, but you think, if you put 2 and 2 together, the Parhelion pushes air down with some sort of gravity magic. So you have a feeling that might be what's causing the clouds to distort. You haven't seen it, but you've heard that the Parhelion is huge. It's a ginormous airship. It doesn't have any engines or balloons or blimps. It's just propelled by these giant magic discs on the underside. And you know that the Boros elite are on there, and it's mostly angels and commanders. And you would know Aurelia's up there too.
Commander did.
Yep.
I would explain it to him like, don't worry, it's just a weird flying ship that parts the sky. Giant Boros thing.
Indulgence. So you guys are going to eat at the eatery, or yes, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Food. What is this food you mortals require?
It gives us energy.
Energy. Oh, if you still have any exhaustion points, you can lower by 1.
No.
Woo! I'm back down to 1.
Yay.
Xanthip, are you at 1 or 0 now?
I have been at 0 for a while.
Oh, okay.
It's because I had to take black energy.
Oh, dare you.
I forget how sensitive this mic is, okay? Maybe.
Okay. You guys have eaten. It is early morning. The sun is trying to peek through the cloud cover. What now? The 6 of you are all together. 9 speaks up, and she says, Xanthip, I think I'm going to stay behind for this one.
Do you have something that you're going to be doing?
I'm going to do a little more investigation on the guilds while you help the Boros out. I want to make sure that you're on the force of good here, and I'm going to look at a few of the other guilds while I'm here, and I don't really feel comfortable getting back into a dangerous situation yet.
I will make sure she's got one of the missives that allows her into Sunholm.
She does.
Be safe.
I can take care of myself.
Be safe. And if I don't see you back here by night, I will be hunting for you.
Okay, I will be back here by night. She takes off. Give me an insight check.
12.
You're not sure which way she's going first, but you think it's probably going to be north.
She's probably going to go to the tree.
That's what your first thought is.
She'd probably be more comfortable at my house.
Kind of
Probably.
what I figured was going to happen.
All right, so she departs, and you guys are standing in an alley, or not an alleyway, but a walkway for Sunholm.
Well, we need to make our way to Sector Region District 6.
District 13. I will lead the way because I know how to get there, because it's my place I work. And would I happen to have some insight into where the Rakdos could possibly be in Precinct 6?
Everywhere. Precinct 6 is where they're strongest, as far as in their typical day-to-day operations, when they're not entertaining. And you know that the #1 institution of the Rakdos, otherwise known as the Gore House, is actually very close to the smelting district. It's within 30 minutes. It is almost as close as Nivix to Sunholm.
I will go, I know exactly where we can start.
Alright, so while we're walking...
And this time I'm not kidnapping you.
I'm going to go visit the restroom real quick.
Okay.
Or no, they must have been brought upstairs.
Zeke, you're gonna guess that from Sunholm, since you normally go from Nivix, from Sunholm walking will probably take you about half a day. From here to here. Because you got to get on this bridge and then find a way off and then come around and go down this way. You know, take the 95, take the 203.
Whoever planned the city
Not
did
a-
a piss
there's
poor
not a-
job.
Say, is there not a quicker way?
What are you proposing?
Carriage, horse, cart,
Yeah.
flying machine, taxi, teleportation.
Well, does anyone know how to teleport?
Nope.
Nope.
My mentor does. Former mentor.
Your former, well, you'll talk to him then.
I look when I go, and I have a quicker way to get there. Sort of.
By going the long way around back to 45 minutes north towards the Rebel Belt.
Well, it's 45 minutes there, or half a day walking.
How much is a cart? How much is a taxi?
I mean, since we're technically helping the Boros, they'd probably give it to us super cheap or free. But at the same time, it's going to probably takes us longer still.
In this area, you can probably get at least to the district border. You could probably get a cart that will reduce your travel time to 30 minutes to the district border, and would cost you. It would cost you.
And by you, he means me, because I'm the only one who actually has mint.
I have mint. Thank
No,
you.
all you do now.
My keto bites.
No,
I
it's
don't.
just the bag I
How
grabbed.
much do we have then?
The same morning I grabbed these.
Yeah, I have like 45.
It would cost you 1 gold Xeno per person. So if the 5 of you go from here to the district, it would be 5 gold Xeno.
That seems like way smarter. Otherwise, we're gonna spend half the day getting there, and then if we're coming back here, we're gonna spend. So we'll have like what, 10 minutes?
This won't. You understand that this won't bring you to
Yep.
precinct 6.
Closer.
It'll bring you to the border. Yep.
So how much time is it actually saving then?
It'll probably cut your half-a-day travel down to, well, give me 1 sec. Let me sort of eye this out. This will bring you to the Bulwark, which is a whole bunch of reinforced structures, low-rent apartments, shops, mainly workers, professionals who support the Boros garrison. That's the edge of the district, which connects to precinct 6. That'll cut your travel down from about half a day to about 3 hours. So half of that. For 5 gold Xeno.
And then we could also try to get a cart from there to wherever we need to go if we need to, but I will pay someone the 5 if we need to.
I just think it's faster. I mean, it's gonna take us forever to get there on foot, and then we're gonna have half the day shot. If we can cut a quarter of that off, that still gives us way more time to do what we need to do.
And so I find a cart to pay a man so we can travel on.
Okay. Yep, you find pretty right out of Sunholm, you find a person willing to sell a horse-drawn cart that will definitely carry the 5 of you. Does anybody want to interact with this person, or are we just going to settle with 5 Xeno?
That's fine. Settle.
Okay. Whoever's paying, take 5 Xeno out.
I did.
Okay, that's 5 gold.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. And you guys board the cart. The cart is drawn by 2 horses, and you have a driver.
I start whipping the driver to make the cart go faster.
You whip the driver. The driver does not like that, and he casts magic missile at you.
Shoot.
I whip the wheels on the cart to make them go faster.
Okay.
With my mouse, that's what I did.
Yeah.
So as we're traveling, so let me get this straight. I'm looking at them talking at the party. You guys poofed out of existence, came back, and now you're spark wielders.
So it seems.
Anything spooky, anything cool in there? I mean, it's gonna be a little bit, so.
In the dark place,
It was dark.
it was very creepy.
Just like what? Demons, shadows, evil
Nightmares.
things.
Vampires.
I saw trees, leaves of green, red roses too.
I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself,
What a wonderful world.
So I look at Andros and I go, so what you're saying is you're full of dark nastiness, but yet this guy smells like roses.
Only when I fart.
No, because I had a very hard time drawing. What was that called? That energy.
Mana.
I had a very hard time drawing mana from that place. So
But why'd you end up
we
in
really
the-
should have been swapped, Xanthip.
I didn't have a problem drawing mana from there.
Right, I'm saying your green place that you went to, maybe I should have gone there and you should have gone to the
No,
darkness.
I don't think we were in charge of steering when that came about.
Probably not.
I want to go to the cool place, but I don't want to go to like a place with a bunch of vines and stuff, and in a place with darkness.
Lots of darkness.
Why
Yeah.
do all the like flesh bags and meat bags get to go to the cool places, and I'm stuck here making? Oh wait, actually, I'm cool. I get to make pretty cool armor.
Give me a history check.
23.
Give me
can't
one sec. You are familiar with a tale since planeswalkers have started to appear. You have heard of a planeswalker that is a machine, kind of like yourself. You would understand that it's not just flesh bags that get the spark. Sentient and dragons have the spark.
I would love to have
Yes.
this spark.
Yes, but at the same time, I don't have a spark right now, so I'm jealous. If you didn't notice, there's a slight hint of jealousy,
Speaking
and I'm
of
trying to
which,
figure out how to get a spark.
It's
When
okay,
he-
neither did she.
when he starts mumbling on about being jealous about the spark and all that good stuff, I'm going to reach out.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I'm still haven't the foggiest idea how I'm doing what I'm doing, other than the brief introduction that Nissa gave me. So I am just going to imagine that as we're riding down the road in this cart, that whatever air is floating around me has energy in it, and I'm absorbing it.
Okay. You were sort of trying to draw energy from the air, and
I'm using air as a euphemism here, more just I'm imagining
Okay.
I'm surrounded by energy like air, and
Okay.
I'm drawing from that.
give me a percentile.
Xanthip, why do
Yeah.
you look constipated?
Because I'm constipating hard. Come on.
Gross! At least do that in a bathroom.
Oh, hey. 83.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I first looked, I thought I got 33.
Did you, Thaco, did you ever watch Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes.
Okay, you remember when the show showed Toph and she was seeing kind of
Yeah.
how like the
Yep.
it was a black and then she could see like the pulses of stuff.
Yep.
Okay. As I was asking because it's sort of important. That's kind of what you're seeing. You're kind of seeing this black overlay to everything as you concentrate. You see a mixture of, as you look around into the open air, everybody else looking at Xanthip, you see he's sort of meditating almost quietly. He's very still. And then Xanthip, you get these tiny bursts of what you are certain is green, sort of a green erratic wisp. And in the area you're in, you don't see a whole lot of trees.
Right.
But when you look over, by chance, when you look over to the north, you
Okay.
might catch a glimpse of Vidugazi.
Right.
And as you can see in nature and trees, you can sort of see them leaving an afterglow. So like that drunk feeling again, if you start to look away from Vidugazi, you kind of see it overlaid for a second and then it disappears.
This world's gonna get me sick.
And you can see a sort of black wisps in your vision, but it doesn't seem to be emanating from anything.
Okay.
You don't draw any extra men or anything. You just that's what you see.
I'm every so often I'm going to be working on it like this, just so I can get more and more
Okay.
fluent with it.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything while you're riding the cart?
I'm just kind of still observing everything around.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still processing. I'll be
Come on,
for a while.
it's day 3. Don't you know what you're doing by now?
No! In real life, it's been whatever, and I don't know what I'm doing. I just know I'm gonna cuddle this pillow, and that's about it, and get food later.
And get food later. There you go. You guys do see Xanthip, like I said, kind of still in meditation. Andrest, roll a d6.
A D6?
A d6.
D6. 4.
Katarina, roll a d6.
4.
And Zeke, roll d6.
Copycat.
Yeah, I know.
1.
Okay.
Copy, you're so cool.
You guys,
Yep,
Okay.
I saw the help. LOL. And I went, nope, gotta get the food.
you guys realize the trip is pretty much uneventful. Besides what Xanthip's seeing, he's on his little LSD trip. And then you see, you get towards the bulwark, and it is reinforced buildings. It is apartment and high-rise brick buildings that have iron bars that hold them to the ground. It seems like it may have once been a place of battle. It seems like this is where you'd want to be to hold your ground against the end of the world. It is very fortified.
We've been to the end of the world before.
Only the first. There's more ends of the world involved.
Yay, wait.
Oh gosh, it's wanderers, destructors of worlds. Destroyers of worlds.
Call you guys Destructo. And as you guys pull into the bulwark there, the cart starts to wobble and it starts getting real bad.
Can you help with
And
your cart? Is it falling apart? Does it need some assistance?
I'm sorry, were you speaking to somebody or were you just speaking out loud?
I am now speaking to the cart driver as his wobbling has woken me from my reverie.
I don't know he looks around. I'm not sure what's going. And he kind of brings the horses to a stop, and as he does, he's like, "Oh, that wheel!" And then the wheels, you can hear a loud kind of crunch of wood, and the wheel crumples, and the back half of the cart quickly hits the ground.
Oh.
The 3 of you in the back side of the cart kind of jump as the seat suddenly lurches down.
That's
Hey,
not
oh no!
I look over at Xanthip and go, rock, paper, scissors for mending?
Oh, I'll do it this time. You paid.
Awesome.
But I will need your help.
I mean, I've fixed a cart before. I've fixed a wagon before.
Well,
I have a
just
strength of 9. Someone else gonna have to lift this.
Well, you're made of metal. All I really need is something to brace it for a moment.
Oh, that I can do.
So I will, with the assistance of using Zeke as a brace for the axle, slide the wheel on, and start casting Mend.
Okay. The wheel is broken, so this will take you some time to mend piece by piece.
I can mend up to 1 foot cube.
If we can get someone else to lift this, I can cast mending as well.
I might be able to help lift.
You're not lifting it. You're literally just a place for me to set the axle on. Literally, you could just sit there on your back with your knees up.
I do this while casting mending.
There we go.
It's pretty strenuous.
If he's made out of metal and he's braced, he'd work just like a the heck is the word I'm looking for? A stationary a stand that you'd put
Only one
axles on when you're working on them.
Jack.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a constitution of 16, so.
What was that, Jay?
Ish.
Okay.
But yeah, I would like to mend his equipment.
Okay, and he's trying to calm the horses down that are getting unsettled. And let's see here. Let's see if any random passerbys are willing to help.
I can help. My strength's not super great, but I could definitely help.
Same.
Considering you're still around the Boros and they tend to be lawful good or neutral good or lawful neutral, a few of them will see that you're having trouble and they'll kind of run over and help lift the cart, and suddenly you guys find yourselves more or less surrounded by red cloaks and armored individuals and squires that are all working together to help you with this cart.
Oh, that made this quicker.
You can hear me under my breath. My hero.
And as soon as the project is done, shake the guy's hand and pat him on the head. Have a good day. Thank you for the ride.
Oh, well, thank you for helping with the cart. This would have taken me all day to get done. Okay, you guys are at the bulwark. You find large walls and very well constructed stone buildings that are well reinforced.
So where are we headed now, Zeke? This is your playground.
Still muted.
His voice box is broken. I'm gonna throat punch him and see if it works.
Oh, click, like make sure you're not on chat or something. Click into it.
There we go.
Hey, I
For some
punched him
reason,
and
it
worked.
keeps like black screening my computer. I don't know why. Anyway, well, this isn't my neck of the woods. This is a place close to my neck of the woods. So the best thing we could do is try to find a cart that would ride us through the bulwark to Precinct 6.
Okay.
I mean, I come here to get parts and some metal and some oddities, but
What are we looking for in particular?
Cult of Rakdos members. You can't miss them. They're always in super gaudy.
I thought we were headed to a
weird.
specific location.
Oh yes, Precinct 6. We're going to the.
These precincts are huge. Where in precinct 6?
Yes.
Yeah, where are we going in 6?
House.
We are heading to the courthouse, correct? Is the area?
Well, the commander didn't say the Gorehouse specifically. You know that the Gorehouse is where that's the above ground Rakdos capital.
Yes.
When they're not crawling the undercity, they are usually at the Gorehouse, and the Gorehouse is a very prestigious and dark and twisted nightclub. Any fantasy can come true.
Ooh,
Sounds fun.
I want to go there.
I explained it to them. That's where we're heading.
Fantastic.
Sounds like a fun time to me.
Party.
Yes. So if we want to get there quickly, another cart is what we need to find.
All right. Well,
It's not a techno house nightclub. It is a. Imagine if Littlefinger ran a nightclub.
So all you hear is people screaming and running in terror.
Shanja.
All right. Well, let us find a cart.
The echo of Shanja going through all the halls.
The whole.
The whole building is what I was gonna say, and then I went in all halls.
Yeah, you ended that sentence at an unfortunate spot.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I just need to quickly look at something before we go on.
No. We must know all
yes.
the things now.
I hope we'll be getting paid good for this, because I'm gonna be, well, decently broke after this.
Okay.
But we could have asked that other guy to give us our money back. We fixed his cart.
Yeah, we're also part of the reason it broke.
I wasn't bouncing around in there.
Yeah, who did break the cart?
I'm gonna say the heaviest person.
You?
I'm not even close to being heavy. I'm slim.
So right outside of the bulwark, to the south of the south gate, there is yet another fortress on the other side. It's separated by a couple hundred feet of road. I need a history check from Zeke and Katerina.
That is a 19 this time.
Okay.
9.
A 9.
Like horses.
You like sources. Okay. Katerina, you are familiar with this secondary fortress on the outside of the bulwark. You don't remember the name of it, but you know this is where the Theater of Order used to be headquartered. You know it's a pretty popular fortress. It's one of the more well-known ones, but you can't remember the name. Zeke, you know all the same things, but you know this is called Common Fortress. It is massive and multi-layered, but you don't intend to go into it. You just have to take the side street to then go northwest, and probably about an hour of walking will bring you to the Gore House.
Oh, well then we don't really need to get a cart.
Not really, no. The Gore House is a lot closer than you anticipated, because it's sort of on the edge of the district. But as you get closer to Gore House, you're in a lot more, shall we say, a ghetto. You're in rundown buildings, and you're a little bit further away from the cloud cover. You can actually see the sun better here. But there's a lot of shady alleyways, and you know the Gore House is kind of in the center of this road you would normally drive down with the windows up.
Gotcha. It's like driving through like downtown Kansas City or certain parts of Minneapolis.
Parts of Minneapolis, parts of Las Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
And make sure my gold is in my frontal bag of holding.
Okay.
Same.
I'm gonna give them a heads up, like, this is a little bit of a shady area, so we should probably stay close.
I'm not too worried about shady areas.
There is no excuse.
My sleep schedule is jacked. All right. Continuing on then.
Okay. So, as you guys get around this fortress and you walk around the outskirts of it, you realize that there's maybe a 2.5 foot wall that guides the roadway. And you expect to see buildings beyond that, but you see nothing for quite a distance so here, let me try to draw this out a little bit. So on a 2D plane, you guys are here, and the end of the roadway is here, and then there is nothing. There's a small wall here, and then there's a large wall way over here. So in between the small and large wall, you don't see anything. And it's quite a distance away. It's weird.
All right, hang on. Hey, look at that. Keep going.
More or less.
That's not normal.
Well, and as you guys look around, you realize that starts to become normal. This little guide wall on the roadway, there's nothing beyond it in every direction. You basically, follow this roadway, and to the left of the roadway, the left of the little guiding wall, it is a lot of nothing. And I'll explain why in just a second. I just want to see one more thing.
Now, when you say a lot of nothing, is it similar to when I looked down the pit over by the tree and saw people climbing around in the darkness way down in the depths?
Huh, weird. Yeah, it's almost like that.
Okay.
Good wisdom check. I'm probably gonna screw my camera up again.
You're
but
welcome.
Do it.
see how this works. So, you guys are here at the Common Fortress. That's this little place here.
Yep.
And you guys are heading here to the Gore House. So you're following this edge of the chasm, and then there's this, as you get to the wall and look over, which I was hoping someone would say, you can see a huge, monstrous, taller than Nivix drop into what looks like darkness. And you can
so it's
see
the Marinara Trench.
the Marinara Trench, yeah.
Joe?
You're welcome.
You can see all sorts of like windows and breaks in the walls. It looks like the wall has function, but yeah, as you look over from beyond the Common Fortress, you see very, very dark and rubble, and there is movement down there.
And how long do we have that we're crossing this pit of nothingness?
You're not crossing the pit, you're adjacent to it. So you're walking this road to the northwest, and here's the wall of this road, and then the pit is here, and it goes...
Then
You're not crossing the pit, you're adjacent to it.
I'm going to take a moment and do my little LSD meditation trip again.
You still look like you're pooping.
I'm constipating again.
You don't see much in the way of nature around here. This is very, very urban. And on top of that, you sort of don't see anything.
And that's kind of why I'm doing it, is because there does seem to be an absence of a lot of stuff here. I want to see what happens.
Roll percentile.
Okay.
Is there, as he's doing that, is there any other people walking with us, or not really, or?
You've gone from Boros soldiers to standard sort of. You've got some Boros and some commoners, some guildless, and you're starting to see a lot more commoners.
Okay.
I rolled 200.
You rolled 200?
Yeah.
002?
Actually, 200. So, 20.
20, okay. As you look down, and you have dark vision, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's way, way further than 60 feet down. It might even be a mile down.
Okay.
You see that far? I can see 90 feet in dark,
but as you look down, you can see the tops of some buildings.
Right.
And you can see those every so often you see a few little jolts of black energy coming from one spot and leaping up and hitting another.
Okay.
You realize that this area is probably not a safe area if you were to go down there, which as you look around, you can see like carved in stairways that would probably take you an hour to go down, but you could get down there.
Now,
or you could just jump.
Does this have an MC Escher feel to it, or is it just
No.
I'm looking over the edge of a balcony down?
You're looking over the edge of a skyscraper worth of height.
Okay.
So from a skyscraper to the city street is this edge of the wall to the edge of the chasm.
Okay. But it's not David Bowie Labyrinth crazy.
No.
Okay.
And for Katerina, you've heard this place, but you don't really come here. Zeke, you're familiar. This is called the Dead Bridge Chasm. It is a ginormous opening in the ground It dominates the precinct. It is more than half the precinct. And you realize, I mean, you know that the Golgari tend to hang out there. The Dead Bridge Chasm is the quickest way in and out of the Undercity, and the Golgari's guild hall, Korozda, is down there. Even from this high up, you can smell decomposition and death. And you're pretty sure on a hot day it would be worse. I mean, it's kind of a cool day right now. You know, none of you are familiar with it, but Zeke, you know of a race called the Crawl. Crawl, you tend to live there, as well as Dark Elves. There is a large jut of buildings that come up called Wayport, and the very common Tin Street connects to Wayport. Tin Street is usually dominated by goblins and traders and metallurgists. You're familiar with Tin Street.
So as we're walking away, I'm gonna look at the party. I'm like, on your left, death. That smell, death.
You're surprised what?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. All right. Just beyond, you guys can see these ruined neighborhoods.
Okay.
Desiccated shops, taverns, housing. And you see all sorts of people. You see a few soldiers here and there. You can see lots of people playing instruments or doing some sort of acrobatic task. You've definitely reached. You're definitely reaching like Carneyville.
Yeah.
If all of the carnies lived in one spot, this is where they would be.
In the part of the city with all the snotty.
And just beyond, you can see the tip of a somewhat pristine building. And Zeke, you're familiar as you look on. It's going to take you about another 45 minutes to get there, but that is the Gore House.
No.
That's where my brain went.
No.
And that is where we are going, folks.
Ah.
Okay. We are going to take our 30-minute break here and let the two whispering people consume their dinner instead of contributing to the game. And then we will come back and see you guys in about 30 minutes.
All right.
Thank you for joining us.
And live. Oh God.
All right.
You did
Welcome
do
back
it
to Reader's
again.
Digest.
Yeah, everything changed because he dropped his camera out.
Quit dropping your
What?
camera.
When you turn your camera off, the Zoom call gets all rearranged.
Oh.
Please hold on one moment, please.
We're live. Go
Here's a
through
story. she comes in and out. Here's a story. Never mind.
Oh.
Gotta
Bye.
find
Nina.
out who's who. I don't know who's got what camera now. There.
Uh-oh.
Ours should be fairly easy.
There's that one. There's that one.
Hey, there I am.
Alright, I'll get this figured out eventually.
See what you did, Zach?
I am the darkness.
There.
No, you're not. Actually, if anybody's the darkness right now, it's Darian and I.
Yeah, it is pretty dark for you guys.
And that's with lights on.
I'd say there's, unless I can get my brightness. Oh God. Oh nope, my brightness is all the
It's
way up.
maxed.
So
I am the knight.
Alright,
Fear
you can do your thing. I'm just going to play around with where everybody is on a layout.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go upstairs and bag myself.
I know.
Love you.
Well,
Love you too,
while Thaco is... Oh, bye, girls. You're over there now. Zach has been defeated.
Alright.
No! I'm being oppressed!
Every time we try to be surreptitious, then Mike ends up picking it up.
I
so
know.
just
I hate that thing.
There. Everybody should be where they belong now.
Okay.
anonymity of having a crabby Mike.
Yes.
Welcome back to the interactive Guess Who game.
Am I really that pale?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Wow.
And
I should
now,
probably get some sunlight.
everybody
Yes.
remember who's where. I'm going to turn the cameras off, and you have to tell me who's in what position.
Does your guy have an orange mustache?
The beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid.
I can hear myself. Which means they probably hear me too twice. Thank you. Thank you. That really attractive noise just came over my mic too. All right. So, you guys are in Precinct 6. There is a stench of vice and over the balcony of death. And this is definitely a working man's quarter. You see, as you look around, you can see metalsmiths, you can see carpenters, you see goblins. There are artisans looking for supplies, and mostly common workers, so people who look like they're mining or constructing. You're definitely kind of in the District 11 of this world. Hunger Games? No? Okay.
No, I understood it. I'm going through PTSD from that series because I didn't just watch the movies; I read the books. So.
Yeah, I want to quickly say about that. I watched the very first movie, and I'm like, "Hey, this is pretty good." And then my friends were like, "You should read the book." So I read the book, and I'm like, "Wow, this movie sucks."
Just honestly, just watch all of them and kind of keep the series and the movies separate, but they do a pretty good job.
From movie 2 on, they got it pretty close to the books.
Yep, movie.
I think they had a new director, so.
I think so, because yeah, movie 2 on, they did pretty good. It looks
right.
like antlers.
So now that we're in my neck of the woods, where I reign supreme, girl.
And it is quite depressing and common.
That's right, just like my personality in real life. Could I, perchance, maybe talk to some of my metalsmith friends, the Goblos, to see what things been going on?
I'm sorry, that was uncalled for, Krabby. I agree.
Becca said I will kick you. Krabby, get out.
Considering I've been listening to the audiobook of that after, because I haven't read that book in so long, but even I know that? No, I love the movie. I watched the movie before I read the book, but I can also keep them separate.
Oh,
because I have to do that with certain movies.
There was some really cool things that they did in that movie, but they also really messed up some of the lore, which is what really kills me.
Some of the lore, like, they put 3 books into one movie and destroyed it.
I would say they butchered a huge part of the lore, and that hurts me inside.
So...
Sorry. That could not be ignored.
Look what you've done, Krabby. You've caused such devastation to our flow.
It's
Like a
just
full
Fireball.
stop.
And to the players, devastation to the players.
Okay, so Zeke, you were saying this is your district. What did you say?
That I was going to go find my metalsmith buddies and see if anything's been up, because they would be the know-how with them being goblins and having fun and good nature, loving people as they are.
Okay. Zeke is going to just start heading off towards a direction.
Then I will follow.
I have no idea really where I'm going.
I am-
So
At this point in time, I am definitely going to be sticking as close to my friends as possible. Because, I mean,
just a bad
unless- wait.
juju.
question DM, do
Yeah.
I still have the short bow from Nissa?
Whoops.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Um,
Can I at least have the dagger?
I didn't say it was. She took it back, so technically I would say you have it.
she didn't take it back for some reason.
Am I not supposed to have it?
You have it.
Okay.
That was a DM oversight moment.
That was a oops, I forgot.
Oops, I did it again.
I'm gonna pull out the bow that Katarina so nicely bought for me.
Okay.
Are you gonna do one of those whole, like, when we're like talking loudly about Taekwondo as we walk through a part that we're not overly comfortable with, and be like, "Hey, Andres, look at this really cool bow that I have."
Look how sharp these arrows are. Ooh, they're pointy.
Look at how much murder I'm capable of.
Pretty much.
Hey, look at the two tourists I'm walking with.
Look at the arrows that I ruined a guy's business for. Oops.
So, Zeke, you typically take a different way to get here. You don't usually go through Common Fortress. But so okay, I gotta show you. So you guys are going this way. You come in usually this way. So Gore House is normally to your south, but now it's to your west. So you know that your people are over here. You're going to go past the Gore House if you go to them.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. At a walking pace, it'll probably take you another 25 to 30 minutes to get to Foundry Street.
Well, I mean, we've kind of came here with absolutely no information other than they're playing a bad thing. Go find out. Let's, use our brain.
Do you need reminding?
Contacts.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Let's use his contacts.
Okay.
Hacks.
You notice that Zeke is taking you beyond the area of the Gore House and surrounding buildings, and as you guys keep traveling west.
I'm just
Well,
going
I'm
to
going
take
to
a mental
assume-
note of different landmarks.
Okay.
Hey, look, there's the Gore House.
So are
Yeah.
we not going there?
Oh, god dang it, it did it again. 1 second.
You're still in the call.
There we go. It keeps black screen. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm gonna be like, so normally this place is a hoppin' at night, and it's not nighttime. So I figure we can go talk to some of my friends to see if anything's been going on since I've been gone for so long.
Leon, metallic friend.
I mean, that makes sense.
Okay.
I know, sometimes I am smart.
Everyone roll a d6 as you walk along.
Yeah, I do.
I was just curious.
Oh gosh. Oh, it stuck to my leg.
That's
Gross.
cocked. That is cocked.
Well, then don't roll on my character sheets.
I got a 2.
5, 3, 2, 3. Was that a gang sign or a number?
I'm trying to move it so you can.
Okay. 3 and 3. Gotcha.
I can't. No, like I legitimately cannot. No, I can't.
Now you're throwing gang sign.
I can do it on this hand just fine, but I cannot.
Look, it's still 3.
It is 3. Okay. All
Would
right.
that technically count as 3?
As you guys continue walking along, you kind of get towards the edge of the what seems to be the destitute area, and there is a short man in a red and black garb, kind of flowing robes and puffy shoulders, and he's got a pointed kind of almost jester cap on, and he's entertaining a few individuals, and he looks over your way. And he is throwing a lit torch between his hands. He's doing a juggling act with lit torches. And he's keeping perfect concentration as he looks at the group. And he goes, ladies, come on over.
And in my
I look
brain,
at him and I want to turn to him and go, excuse you? Do I look like a lady?
I don't know. You're made of metal. Do you have metal lady bits?
What's in your pants? Doom.
That's 50 Azores to find out, honey.
50 what?
Azores.
Did I butcher that word? That was Azores, the coin.
Azorius?
Azorius? Is it, what the...
Isn't it? I don't know.
Azorius is the guild, not Azorus.
Azores.
And
I swear it was Azores.
Azorius.
Azorius. Okay, well, it's 50 Azorius for you to find out, mister.
You mean Xenos?
Xenos. Wow.
50.
I butchered that so
He
hard.
doesn't
50
even know
whole
what it's gonna
guilds.
cost, but you gotta pay.
What's your gender? Evil. No.
what's in your pants?
What's in your pants?
Doom. Well, whatever you be, come on over. I have a thing to show.
And inside Kaylin's head, she's going, no bueno. Bad juju in this place.
You can, as you look at him entertaining guests, they're kind of like, come on.
Oh. Okay.
If anyone even shows the hint of them going over, I'm going to like grab them by like a stray kitten mama and be like, no.
What's wrong with you,
Grab you like a
Metal
stray
One?
kitten.
Metal One and Cats, there's nothing going on here. Come on over, enjoy a show.
If there's nothing going on, then there's no show.
Nothing strange, something interesting, nothing dangerous.
He's juggling fire.
That's the sad part is the bookish wants to know and learn about everything part of Andras is going, ooh, I want to go learn more. I want to go see.
And the curiosity, aka stupidity, in her brain's going, ooh, I want to watch
Shiny.
I want to watch the man burn.
So
drop
what are you guys doing? He's kind of calling you guys over, and the party seems to be split on what to do.
So I want to look over
Everything, Krabby. Everything.
and I want to look over at Xanthib and smile, and I'm going to give him the symbol. Like I'm going to hold my hand up and be like, point, and like.
Zach.
You're not broadcasting.
Okay, I'm going to raise my hand up and point at it because I have to hold the space bar down.
I do it when you're doing Salt Marsh, so get over it.
So, and then I'm gonna like show him like the hand, like I'm pointing to it, and like.
Miss Fatal Pillow, hello, lady.
Hi, Miss Fatal. So, yeah, did you understand that, Xantha?
And to what end would you like that?
I'm going to like point at the torches and be like,
We'll see.
Ladies, my arms are getting tired. Come on over or don't. It's up to you.
I will concede to Xanthip and Zeke.
I haven't said a word.
I think Katarina was the one raising her hackles.
Oh. Raising her hackles, really?
No, I
Cat.
was
A little bushy?
my hackles at Zeke saying he was gonna pick me up like a stray kitty.
Okay, fair. I'd probably do that too. Hey, look!
Look at the stray kitty. Pick it up.
Yes, but
I'm going to deeply sigh and be like, You know this is bad. This is really bad. This is super horribly bad. 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 Bad.
No, you don't need to be over here.
No,
you don't.
You have a keyboard in your lap. Of course he needs to be over there.
I hear clicky clacky sounds. I must lay on it.
Okay. You guys walk over and he's finally, now check out my next act. And he catches the third torch and he puts them down and he kind of does a quick bow. And in the same time he exhales this really strong breath. And all three of the torches, like he bows, and in the middle of bowing, he blows the three torches out. They're doused.
Cool.
And he's haha. And
I go haha, latosis.
He ignores you, and he says, "Now I've been practicing this next one. Does anyone volunteer?"
I do.
Oh,
Xanthip. And he looks at half orc. There's a lot of you to hit. I need something a little less bulky.
Oh, come on. You should be very comfortable with this trade that you have been practicing so much.
Let's see if the minor crowd agrees with you.
I'm also going to use my performance along with this.
Okay.
Come on, show us what you're capable of. You're the one who's been practicing. Let's make a show of this.
High or low?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Of the 6 people around, 2 of them are like, yeah. 4 of them are, no.
I chime in with the yes, and then I like, yeah.
All right. Xanthip. He is the crowd, whatever, but all right. Come on over.
I will step out in front.
Jerk. Lift me.
You see as he makes room, there is kind of a, I don't know the name of them, but the archery targets. There's a wool, or not a wool, a woven archery target.
Yep.
And you realize that your half-orc frame sort of covers most of it.
Ah, perfect.
Derek, go get another one. And one of the attendees is, oh, okay, and he runs back into the behind the building they're next to.
So I can, using the mighty amount of intellect that I have here, surmise that he's going to be lobbing arrows in my direction.
He's going to do something.
Okay.
I wish to cast Mage Hand in preparation.
How and what for?
I'm just gonna cast Mage Hand, be within 60 feet away, and while he's, oh, Derek, go get something, and he's not looking at me, I'm gonna have it ready, just in case I need to intervene.
I'm not entirely sure you can use Mage Hand like that, but...
Mage Hand lasts for an entire minute, so he can hold on to it for a minute.
Okay.
Oh wait, I thought it was 10 minutes.
1 minute.
It's not 10 minutes.
1 minute.
Oh, no, it is 1 minute. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It is 1 minute.
All right. He courtesies to the crowd and he's, just one moment, my aide is going to get another target for the large fellow here.
Ooh, I almost take offense to that.
You have a feeling he's not calling you fat.
That's also why I'm playfully bantering back at him.
They get a barrel and they stick the target above you, so there's a bit above you and around your head.
Okay.
And he says, okay. And you see him turn around, and from a crate he picks out 4 hand axes. And he starts to step to the other side of the crowd, and he says, now you will see my great accuracy. No archer or thrower can outdo me. Xanthip, you see him winding up with a hand axe in his right hand and 3 in his left hand, and he's twirling around. So the handle of the axe has a hole in it, and he's twirling it around on his finger.
Okay.
You what?
I said okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were starting into something.
I'm
Okay.
going to prepare speak with dead in case Xanthip dies.
No, I have something I'm going to do here.
I'm kind of, because I still technically have my bow out, I'm just going to be standing there holding it and just kind of like strumming the string with one finger just to hear thing, thing, as I'm watching. Fidget. It's a fidget. What did you do?
My foot.
Charlie horse.
No, my well, yes, but in my foot because I was trying.
Ouch.
I was trying to get the
I'm
pencil.
watching the crowd.
Okay, give me perception.
That's my foot.
Oh, thanks. I really don't want the eraser with that much fur on it. Like a whole like clump of dog.
My pass is 21 though.
Okay. As you carefully look around, you can see the few people around who have the time to spare for this gesture are entertained. As you look a little bit further, oh God, okay. You can see 3 sets of eyes from beyond a building corner, and they are staring in the direction of you, generals, the 5 of you. You can tell you're being watched.
That's creepy.
I'm gonna lean in and whisper it to Kaylin and Andreas.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
And the jester is, all right, I will now take my first throw. And he continues to swing the axe until it hits the palm of his hand, and he grabs it.
At this point in time, I want to watch very carefully his motions to see how he winds up and how he throws.
Okay. He steps forward with his dominant foot, so he takes a step with his left, or with his, whatever. He steps forward left and then leans back to the right slightly. And he gives it a really well-practiced toss as he lifts it up and over, and it starts to fly upwards, and then it's coming back down at you. It is rotating with a great bit of practice, and it's coming your way. Do you want to intervene, or do you want to let it hit?
I'm going to let this one hit.
Okay. What's your AC?
12.
Okay. You see this axe come by, and you see it coming at you, and you realize that with almost pinpoint accuracy, the blade, so if this is the wood, the blade comes in like that at an angle, and it comes in right over your shoulder to the point where you can feel the top of the garment you're wearing sort of caught by the edge of the axe.
Okay.
You realize even an inch lower and he would have got it into your shoulder.
Right.
And he does a quick curtsy and the crowd is, yeah.
I'm going to do...
The axe is still in the target, but
I'm purposely going like this and going ting, 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 ting.
A few more people have stopped walking and they're watching as he flips another one of the axes from his left hand into his right, and he says, "Here's number 2," and he throws.
Does this one appear that it's going toward my other shoulder?
You can't tell the direction yet.
Okay.
He just left his hands. What did you say? I almost called you Naivara. Kaylin.
Katarina, did you point out where those people were when you saw them, like when you whispered to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave you a general direction anyways.
They're about 200 feet away, and they're behind a building corner.
Okay, I'm gonna keep my eye on that area. Obviously, I can't see as far as she can, but I'm gonna keep an eye on that area.
Okay. The second axe comes at you, and You can tell he's sort of trying to adjust with your body size because he doesn't usually throw at people as large as you.
Right.
And this axe goes straight to the side of you. It misses the target entirely, and it hits a brick wall, and you can almost hear the sound of the metal kind of break a little bit.
Right.
And it chips and it falls down and hits the ground and boo, boo.
Oh, don't blame him. It's my fault. I shouldn't have moved.
No worries. This should make up for it. And he twirls around and he has both in his hands this time.
Oh my.
Last two.
Now I am going to do something. I've watched him throw twice, so I understand the mechanic behind his throw. I would like to catch one of the axes.
Okay. Is there a mechanic for this, or what do you have a skill?
The mechanic is all on you. I'm not sure how you want to resolve this one.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just making sure you don't have like a class ability or something.
No, I'm not a monk.
Okay.
No, that would be me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monks have the ability class-wise, but this is me just doing performance with his performance.
And your AC is 12?
Yes.
Are you trying to like one up his show, or are you just trying to play with?
I'm trying to play along. I'm not trying to actually make him look bad.
Okay.
Basically, if I can do this right, I'd like to turn into one of the axe throws and let the other one hit where it's supposed to.
Okay. He does a twirl, and then at the end of his twirl, he lets both go at the same time. And they both start flying, one quite a bit faster than the other. You're standing there, and in your mind, you're doing this quick, geometry. You're trying to figure out the catching angle. And yeah, the meme of the math and and this first axe comes at you so quickly you almost can't see it before thunk, right by your face. Do you have any facial hair?
I never thought about that. I'm gonna go with no.
Okay.
We did, not anymore.
Right?
It's almost deafening, the sound of the blade hitting the woven target.
Yep.
It's because it is literally centimeters from your ear.
Right.
And it's shink, and it's really loud unexpectedly. And the fourth axe comes at you a bit slower, and you realize you could probably catch this one. Give me acrobatics.
That's actually not a bad roll. I figured I'd bomb this one. Acrobatics, that's going to be a 15.
Okay. You find the angle in your head, and you raise your hand, and you do catch the fourth axe by the handle. And now the 10 or 11 people around, oh my god, and you can see the performer's a little bit ticked.
At that moment when I see his face turn sour, and if he wasn't so gracious with his throw, I probably would have eaten this one. But he winked at me. And now I can give this back for another attempt at my head.
Oh, and he walks up and he kind of grabs it from you.
Now he's really gonna try and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make this a little bit more for him. I'm going to sit on the barrel.
Okay.
There should be a little bit more target over my head now.
There's quite a bit more.
No, the axe flies and lands right between your legs.
Give me insight just real quick.
Okay. That would be 11.
Okay. As you think about that fourth axe, you don't think he threw it to hurt you, but you actually think it may have hit you if you didn't catch it.
And that's part of the reason why I was doing what I was doing. I knew that my size was throwing him off his game.
So he does a curtsy and he's...
I would also like to try and whisper that to him as I give the axe back. I know I'm throwing you off your game. Here's another play.
He kind of... And he grumbles back over and he bows to the crowd and he's... The local crowd knows me as Fourth Row Joe, but I'm gonna do 5 this time.
Fourth Row Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I've been told that the 5th throw is unlucky, so let's see what happens. And he does his little twirl move again, and at the edge of the twirl, he lets it go one more time.
I will not interfere with this one.
Okay. It lands about 5 inches from the top of your head, so this one doesn't even really get close, but it does hit the target because you were sitting. And he bows to the crowd. Yeah, that was cool. Woo. And he's like, okay, well, come back for more later. I have more things. I have something to do now. But I was hoping one of the fine ladies would be one of the target, but I'm happy with that for the most part, except for your comeuppance showmanship.
I meant you no harm, sir.
Are you a performer too?
Oh, that I am.
Are you part of the cult?
I am beholden to no one.
An independent man. It only gets you so far here.
It got me this far.
And how far is that?
I'm still alive.
Well, come by again. Maybe I'll throw more axes at you.
Well, I am always in need of coin, so if there is a way of getting some while assisting you, we may be able to strike a partnership.
This is about coin, is it? All right.
It's always about coin.
I realized I just slipped into like Marco's voice a little bit. Excuse me. He gives you a coin you haven't seen yet. He gives you 3 of them.
You are so weird.
Okay, I need to make a clarification. So when I say silver, you don't have a silver piece, you have a silver zib.
Right.
Which is worth 25 copper.
Okay.
So he gives you 3 silver zibs, which means you have equivalently 75 copper.
And what is this for? I rather messed up your act on accident.
Ah, but you had no trust in me, and yet you still let me throw deadly weapons at you.
Ah, this is true. I do apologize about your one axe, though. It sounds like it might have been damaged.
Well, like I said, I'm not used to throwing at people of your stature.
Stature.
No pain, no gain.
Stature.
I'm glad that you got some cheers out of that, though.
Ah, well, thank you for helping. Anyway, I must be off. Entertaining life is not an adequate replacement for honest work.
One last question. Do you have someone to create an ambient music for you?
I mean, what are you talking about?
I bet you if I played a song while you threw your axes, it would draw the crowd even more.
On your lute, would another instrument be more appropriate for something so high energy?
I might be able to find something.
That would be a lute.
But a lute doesn't carry very far. I'm thinking something woodwind or drum.
Well, if you can provide, I can play.
Like a drum roll.
Well, I don't have the instruments you'd find at, say, a parade or a night carnival or the gore house, but I might be able to get some sort of instrument for you.
Or at least point me in the right direction. I might find something suitable.
Well, there's lots of vendors, and he points towards a street.
Okay.
He goes, you might be able to find an instrument vendor over there. This is the performance area. Are you familiar with the town?
It is my first time in this area.
Where do you normally hail from?
Off plane.
A plane? I don't know what you mean.
That's okay. I'm a traveler from afar.
Okay. You must come from beyond the 10th district.
Quite a bit.
Well, welcome to the big city, or at least the city of cities. And he quickly ends the conversation, heads back inside.
Yep.
The crowd is dispersed.
Are we still being watched, DM?
Are you going to look?
Yes. Surreptitiously, the whole...
Then you might want to roll like perception or something.
Are you hitting on me?
Ew. Horror movie screen CD1 side A.
That would be a 20.
I rolled 25.
I
Okay.
want to. We're all rubbernecking, apparently.
Well, yeah, because I don't like being watched. 15.
Okay, so Katerina and Andrast, you see those groups of eyes as they turn away, and then Kaylin, as your eyes lock onto them, they're already walking the other way, and they're beyond the shadow of the alley.
How far away are they?
They're currently 200 feet and growing.
Dang it. They're too far.
You guys are maybe 15 minutes west of the Gore House. You're actually approaching a bridge, a series of bridges over the dead bridge, but it's a far closer cavern. It's maybe a quarter of a mile wide instead of miles wide.
Well, so much for our little interlude here. Zeke, where are we going?
And Zeke's just like, was that supposed to be entertaining?
It was meant to be enlightening for me.
Ah. Okay. Well, if you're having fun, that's great. And we're going this way.
He brings you across he's going to bring you across the bridge to the across the bridge to the chasm. Anybody gonna take a look down, get your vertigo going?
You know what? I'll risk vertigo.
Okay.
I got
Enjoy
vertigo.
the fresh smells.
I got vertigo when I was in the elevator. I did not.
Andrest, if you look over the edge of this bridge, you can catch whiffs of an ungodly rot and death smell.
Ew.
Moldy, gross. It's coming up in almost waves. You're pretty certain you can see dark liquid flowing around at the bottom of the cavern. You have to imagine it's probably sewage or unclean water.
Ew, that one scene in the first Tomb Raider.
The one where you gagged.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one too.
Yeah.
So,
The River of Death.
give me a perception or use your passive at the very least.
Another 20.
Okay. You can see, this is at least a mile down. This is way, way down, but you can see movement between the shapes of shadows and the shape of the water. You can see stuff moving around down there.
Huh. That's really creepy looking.
Katerina, this is all new to you. You haven't been to this district probably ever.
Well, then I'll probably peek down too.
Okay. It's as nice and comforting as nature is to you. This is the other side of nature. This is rotten death.
Yuck.
And yeah, you have no idea what's down there. You're familiar with the concept of the Golgari, that they tend to deal with the waste and the biomatter of the city.
Do the Golgari hang out on the other side too?
They're
Underneath?
most Golgari establishment is here in the Deadbridge Chasm or below in the Undercity.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is in the Undercity on the side by the Conclave, are they down there too?
Not in droves, maybe here and there, but not common.
Okay.
You know that side is mostly
Been there.
yeah, you know that side of by the conclave is mostly Demir.
Okay.
So okay, you guys cross the relatively speaking short bridge, and you are now on Foundry Street. It has gone from a sort of death and despair to a industrious and dirty.
So like, coal miner town type thing.
Yeah, like District 11 kind of. It's gross. Things are dirty. You see lots of smokestacks and forges and lots of smoke coming from them. The air is thick and hard to breathe. Zeke, you're very familiar with this area. You know where your shop is from here.
And we go in this way, pointing to that shop.
Okay.
I'm going to occasionally look around behind us to see if we're still being followed.
Same.
Yep.
Okay. Nope, at the moment you do not see any prying eyes that are staring at you, but you see other people walking around. You see industrialists, you see workers, and you're now in the company of the Common Man and also, once again, the Izzet League. You see the Izzet League red dragon symbol on several buildings. It sort of backs up the theory that Zeke is where he belongs.
Interesting.
It's weird though, because from what you guys know, why would there be Izzet property way over here when Nivix is, so many miles back the other way?
But I mean, it does kind of make sense if this is more of the like raw materials industrial side of things.
We make the how do you put it? We make the base level. They make it go boom.
The Iron Barons don't, the mining barons don't live a mile away from the coal mines.
Yeah. And on top of that, Zeke, you're very familiar with the fact that Mizium is made here. This is where Mizium gets created.
What is Mizium?
So are you asking that in character or are you asking me?
If I have a reason to ask in character, I would ask in character.
Like
Okay.
if he said this is where Mizium is made, that would spark the what is that?
Yeah.
Do you want to answer it?
After
So
this, chewing.
as we get closer to my shop and whatnot, I'd be like, all right, so this is what this is. This is what this is. This is what that person does. This person this way. Hey, Joe, and this one this way, and this one this way.
What is up with you two and the name Joe?
I think they're picking on me. I feel attacked.
I feel called out.
He copied me. Okay, so since he didn't explain Mizium at all,
No, I like this is where this is. This is what this does.
Yeah, but we
I'm
specifically.
Zeke. I would tell them that.
okay. Well, I asked, did you want to answer their question about Mizium? He said yes.
And then started going up on him. I think he was.
It's my way of a 10-year-old going, look at this shiny, look at this shiny. This is what the shiny does. That kind of thing.
So I know it was last session when I talked about it a little bit, but the weird sort of golden bronze material that was on Raoul's big battery on his back and his gauntlet, and the side, the one of Zeke's arms is made of this.
So. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, Raoul explained that it is a very strong yet mystical metal. In certain temperatures, it's as free as liquid, or as cold as ice, or as sticky as iron.
I do remember that.
No, I was just gonna say based off of how Zeke was explaining things, so Zeke has ADD or ADHD?
Both.
So, small thing. Warforged usually impart themselves on whoever they meet first, and they pick up
Traits.
like traits and characteristics of the people. I was found by a goblin,
Oh, that makes
so
sense.
No, I'm
The shiny,
and
shiny.
I'm just teasing you, Zach, because I know that like Taya has ADHD, and that's how she explains things. Sometimes you ask her about one thing, and it takes her 20 minutes to get back to that one thing.
And then 20 minutes later, when you're on a different conversation, she jumps right back to it. Out of the blue.
I'm scared. But yes, I would go to my shop, and I'd find my buddies, and of course I'd be showing off my rank 1 researcher pen or medal or whatever
Oh, yeah,
I have.
He's being a peacock.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I am so being a peacock. And I would like, oh, look at my shiny. So by the way, how's the courthouse? This would be like to anyone I usually hang out with.
Yeah, you've got your usual contacts here, and also Quinn is here.
Oh, Quinn, hi. Again.
Well, I see you earned your stripe as it is. I'm glad that my recommendation to Raoul wasn't a poor one.
You didn't say anything when he shot me with lightning. That really stung.
It was pretty funny.
I'm going to smelt your head in one of the museum tanks later on.
I would like to see you try.
I'd give him a high five.
As you guys approach the shop, and you can see Zeke is talking to a human male, medium length, frizzled brown hair, full beard. He has quite a decoration. He is wearing a regal set of robes and clothes that also signify Izzet League, with red and blue colors and the dragon head on the back. He seems like he's well decorated.
Cool.
And he says, "You're not the only one that got promoted."
Oh, la-di-da.
I'm now on the Ismundi, which you are aware is the board of directors for the Izzet League.
Ooh.
Does that mean I get your old job?
As supervisor of the metallurgy plant? No. No.
Oh, come on. That'd be good for it.
This plant would be on fire by the end of the day.
But it'd be a glorious sight.
I don't think so. So, what have you come for today?
Oh, some stupid Boros guy was like, the Rakdos are causing a big riot over here. And I'm like, well, I kind of work there, so I don't want that to happen. So, trying to get some information.
Well,
oh, and these are my friends. You know, wait, you didn't
That
see them
was
last
a big jump for, only knowing you for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
He's
They're just friends.
quite eccentric.
He's a duck.
Oh God, the extrovert.
The extrovert adopting the introvert.
My name is Quinn. I am a director for the Izzet League. I just recently got promoted as well, and I was the supervisor for your metal man over here.
Nice
Why
to
does
meet you.
everyone call me Metal Man? I'm Zeke. You don't have to call me Metal Man.
Okay, Zeke.
We could just call you Tin Can.
He's the Tin Man. Wait, does he have a heart?
Do you think he does?
I'm going to just out of the blue walk up to Zeke and press my ear to his chest to listen to see if he has a heart.
Yes.
Oh, that was a really bad idea.
Where's it at?
You won. Congratulations.
That's not so enthusiastic.
Okay, I don't have it on me right now, so you're lucky.
You don't have.
I will let you put your ear on my chest, and I'm gonna go. Are you coming on to me?
Ew!
Is she hitting on me?
Is this how humans mate? Oh wait, you're an elf.
I'm not a human.
Elf.
Flesh
No.
bags.
I'm just gonna like reach up and put my finger on his lips and go shh, so I can listen better.
I'm going to bite her finger.
I will move my finger before you can bite it.
I will roll to hit to test that.
Roll the hit.
I will smack him in the face with my bow
No,
to
you
keep
won't.
him
Shush.
from. No, I'm not going to. Like I say, to keep just kind of boop.
Nat 20.
Oh God!
I was gonna say, I want it to boop his.
No, my earballs.
Did he seriously
Well-
at 20?
I couldn't see it when it hit the table, but he instantly did this, so I have to assume it was. I don't know.
If you lost it, it doesn't count.
You are such a wreck.
I lost. Oh,
Uh-huh.
No.
I lost one of my earbuds.
Oh.
Oh.
I found it.
I'm really full now. Like, I'm cold.
So, deal 1d4 with critical.
Ooh.
Yes.
Cold.
Oh, I only did 5.
No, go away. You're cold.
You, Andres, you take 5 points of damage as the machine bites down on your finger.
Owie! Can I flick him in the nose?
You can try, I suppose. You guys are going to lose a party member. One of you are going to die.
Right?
No nat 1.
Yes, there's a no net one.
No nat 1.
Okay.
Oh, darn it.
Flicks herself somehow.
What do I add to it? Do I add anything to that?
Are you proficient in nose flicking?
I should be.
If
Should
she's
be.
known me for long enough, she probably would be.
Just add it like a normal to hit. Melee strike, like you'd unarmed strike.
14.
No, my AC is 17 or 19.
Damn it.
Yeah, he moves out of the way as you attempt to retaliate.
Okay. Anyways, beside the point, do I hear a heartbeat?
No, you do not.
Interesting. I'm going to pull out a small notebook and start writing.
Over here.
All right, so Zeke is being documented.
Yes. I've never seen anything like this before.
No, none of us.
The
have.
only thing that actually, okay, no, I take that back. I have seen, Andres would have seen something similar. Music? Probably outside. Andres would have seen something similar, but not with this level of intelligence.
Wow.
Well,
I have a
use the
19
word
intelligence.
Okay. So, Quinn bangs about for a moment. So, Rakdos. I mean, they're a strange lot, but in this city, who isn't?
What's their...
Yeah. But, you know, like, have you noticed anything even weirder than normal?
There is a rumor that there is another demon on the surface right now.
Another demon?
Yes, my fine lady. Where are you from?
Not
around
Ravnica.
here. Not anywhere around here.
Are you a planeswalker?
Why would you ask a question like that?
Well, you're not from around here. Usually people at least say what the district or precinct they're from.
I'm not from here, and I'm not a planeswalker.
Then how did you get here?
I have no idea.
That's fair.
We planeswalked.
We planeswalked. I did it once.
Actually, it's more like we
I'm
plane.
not from here. And I'm not a planeswalker either.
And neither is Zeke. He portaled in too.
I'm a
But
portal.
there's a difference. I got portaled
I'm
by
just gonna-
force.
I'm a portal diver. There.
Curiosity plane shifted this cat, so.
So what happened is we got sucked into a book.
A book.
For the,
Yes,
the
a
first
book.
time we world
And then
hopped.
we destroyed that world that we ended up in because it was all an illusion. And then we were in this kind of like limbo space-ish, and we ended up here.
We dove towards a portal, so I'm a portal diver. I'm not a planeswalker, I'm a portal diver.
I'm a portal diver too.
Woo! Portal diving buddies.
Illusion dimension from a book.
Yeah, it was really, really weird.
Told anybody else about that?
It still jiggles.
I know.
Yeah. We told other people.
Interesting. Where is that book now?
Who knows?
Probably destroyed,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Okay. There may be people looking for that book. I would be careful about that.
Oh.
Why are you two assaulting each other?
She put her cold hand on me, so I flicked her.
Are you proficient in flicking?
I told you she's known me long enough. She is.
I don't know, Darian. Am I
Let's do
proficient
it.
in flicking? No.
Okay, stop it before you kill each other also.
I'll suffocate her with the cute deer pillow.
So
That
anyway,
that book is fascinating. Is there any more you can tell me about it? And you could see he's somewhat intensely focused.
Book wasn't fascinating, it was annoying.
Ow!
You see how annoying that is?
I would say an artifact that can transport individuals to an illusory realm is very powerful indeed.
Yes, but it wasn't by our own choice.
We were
Because
kind of
somebody's friend decided to open it. And those of us who were in the tavern at the time got sucked into it.
If you remember any more details about that, I would gladly like to know. I might even pay you for that.
Pay, really?
How much?
Do you suddenly remember more details?
I will try to give him as best of a description as I can.
So you'd probably know more about the book than I did.
I do remember that it was in a language I could not read,
There was a really, really bright light when it opened.
and it was very, very like. I think there was like gold filigree or something on it.
Yeah, something like that.
It was all fancy looking.
and there was a certain monster that happened to be inhibited by it. Remember the name of the monster?
No.
No.
Are you kidding me? That was like 9 months ago. I can barely remember last week.
I can barely remember yesterday.
I am proud of you, and for a reminder, that is the Lee Grim, the
Oh yeah.
the desire monster.
Yeah. Ugh.
I will describe that as well, because Andrest would remember that, because that was only like a week ago, not 9 months ago.
Technically, Cuddly Wolf, we're not pinching each other, we're flicking. There's a difference.
A Lee Grim, those are of myth. Stop killing each other. I'm trying to have a moment here.
Sorry.
Those are I thought they didn't exist. They've only been told in stories.
Well, it existed enough to pull us into another dimension.
Yep.
Did you kill the Lee Grim?
Well, I wouldn't so much say kill it as we escaped it.
Anyway, you could tell he's totally taken aback, and I suggest that you don't tell many more people about this, because with a few contacts, we can probably find this.
I look over at him. I go, "Why are you so interested in this all of a sudden?" Like a very serious face.
Well, it doesn't involve metallurgy, but now I'm on the Ismundi, and there are people from other departments that are interested in technology such as that.
Oh, so you're brown nosing. Got it.
It could be a political move, but if the brand new Ismundi could bring something that powerful to the table, I might be able to set you up a meeting with the Fire Mind, since you've always wanted that.
Ooh, and like you see the face of just Sirius turn this to, ooh, I just got a shiny toy.
I'm sure the dragon would appreciate if myself and one of my subordinates brought him something invaluable.
You just got bribed by meeting a dragon and called a subordinate in the same moment.
I completely don't care because my face is just, I'm gonna get a shiny.
Well, I don't trust this man to keep his mouth shut.
Anyway, we'll work on this later. I must know more. You can see he's very giddy about that, but the Rakdos, some say that I've heard it throughout the streets that there is a new demon in town. It's definitely not as powerful as Rakdos himself. I don't know if it's working with Rakdos or not. And it's converting people. It seems like it's drawing people from other guilds and enthralling them.
Is that a common thing in this place?
No.
Just to have demons walking the streets?
So, a long time ago, these 10 guilds are 10,000 years old.
Dang.
A very, very long time ago, before this whole planet was city, believe it or not, there was a time where there wasn't a full city. As the cities started to grow towards each other and eventually become what is known as Ravnica, there used to be a lot of unrest and political gain and factions fighting in the streets all the time. And the 10 biggest founders at the time, we call them Peruns, they came together and under a great sphinx named Azor, they created this thing called the Guild Pact, which was a magical binding force that kept the guilds from killing each other. As long as they continued the mutually beneficial development of the city for each other and kept crime and fighting to a minimum. That lasted for many millennia. Not to bore you with the details, but Rakdos the demon is over 10,000 years old. He helped create Ravnica, so he was given legitimacy.
I don't trust demons at all.
Who would? It's very, very common thought that the whole cult of Rakdos are performers looking for the dark side of life, and they're enthralled by a demon of destruction, something that enjoys hellfire and killing and destroying things. But Rakdos is very powerful, very strong, and a core part of the city. He's in the Undercity. The Rakdos have Undercity destinations, but Rakdos never comes up. The cult does. As you've seen, the cult are all around this area, but the demon himself, he stays down below.
I see.
The cult of Rakdos, their headquarters is in the Undercity, and it's called Rix Madi. So, Zeke, did I answer your question?
I mean, yeah, but we kind of still need to know, like, what this demon is.
Where has it been seen?
I've heard that there's an old abandoned warehouse, kind of. That's how the Gore house started. It's a warehouse that the Rakdos took over, and the city sort of gave it to them. There's another warehouse on the other side of this precinct that seems to have been occupied by this other demon. I don't know its name, but I know its type, and it is not as powerful as Rakdos, but I don't know if it's working for him or not. And
why has nobody moved against it?
It hasn't shown its fangs yet.
If it's forcefully converting other guild members, that would be fangs in and of itself.
We can't. It's not proven that he's forcefully converting guild members. It's people who have loyalties to one guild have been seemingly breaking them, and they say they're joining the cult of Rakdos, but they tend to go to this other place instead.
There are certain magics that I know you've seen me use, Xanthip, that can be much harder to detect.
It's not so much that. It's if they're so concerned about it, why hasn't anybody moved on it?
No, that's what I was getting at. Is there might not be enough proof or evidence to make such claims.
And he points his finger. It's all hearsay at the moment. Whether or not that other demon exists is hard to say.
So you just got done spinning a tale that might be a rumor.
Which, if it does exist, that's...
The problem is, if this demon is enthralling people and turning the cult against each other, and they start an open war between the two demons in the city, it'll involve all the other guilds.
So again,
yeah,
you have this gigantic if, and nobody's moving on it.
That's what you're here for, isn't it?
We were just told to find out what's going on with the siege engine. We had no idea about some demon that you're giving us some tall tale about.
So you just wandered this way following Zeke?
Because Zeke said we were going to look into the siege engine issue.
Hold on, I need to go out of character for a second. Are you purposely not talking about the Boros that assigned you to this?
I am giving just as much information as I have to.
Okay, I just want to make sure, DM the character that or player that you're not, you do remember the real reason you're here, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, back in.
You're good, Patrick.
So
I'm playing Xanthip.
You've lost me. Why? So you're here because why?
When we wound up in this world, we were in the middle of some big old fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then
yes, the Gruul incursion from 3 days ago. And
then somehow, after getting our friend healed because she was mortally wounded, we come.
Oh, you're friends with the small one that had the impalement.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and she's better now.
Yes.
I had heard she died. I'm glad she didn't.
She's currently at the Big Tree place.
So, Vidugasi?
Yeah, that's the word.
Oh. That word rings with you, Katerina. That reminds you of home.
I know that.
There's...
Katerina starts purring.
But we met with some dude on the 87th floor of your building.
87. Oh, he looks to Zeke. Zarek? Yeah. What about him?
And he made comment about potentially we could, because of how crazy everything was, we might have got mixed up with planeswalkers or be similar to planeswalkers, but nobody knows for sure.
So you guys did planeswalk here?
Potentially. We're not 100% sure.
That would
now,
explain...
On the way out, trying to find a place to stay, we got interrupted by some dude in armor who said, "Hey, I can give you coin because that's what I need. I can give you lodging because that's what I need. And I can give you food because that's what I need. If you go and take a look into this whole siege engine BS that happened 3 days ago."
So if you're looking into the siege engine, why are you down here? Because you won't find it
Zeke
here.
said that it could have possibly been something to do with the folks down here. I don't know anything about y'all's politics, so I was.
And he looks over at Zeke, and you can see confusion in his face. Why would you? You wouldn't tell him that we were responsible for that.
He didn't say you were responsible. He said we could get information.
Well, I don't know, and I can tell you with confidence, as now my new position, none of the Ismundi know where it came from.
Maybe it wasn't the Ismundi. Maybe it was the Rakdos.
That's almost what it sounded like to me, was that there was concern that maybe the Rakdos were stirring up trouble amongst not only their own guild, but other guilds as well.
We had no clue about some silly demon feud going on with the Rakdos. We were looking into maybe the Rakdos were part of the siege debacle that happened a while back ago.
Yeah,
Here's what we know. No, go ahead, lady. I'm sorry.
This is the first we've heard about all this demon stuff, so.
Here's what I know. Some of the tech in that siege engine is it, but we didn't provide it. It must have been stolen. The Rakdos are too primitive, primal in their day-to-day to build it. If they provided the technology to the girl, then they must have stolen it. Now, I don't quite see how the Rakdos and the Groll problem tie together. I don't think the possible demon infighting would cause that problem. It sounds like two separate problems to me.
But
Well, from
now we know.
well, as Zeke, I am more concerned. Well, I'll just say it this way. Well, I'm more concerned that, they're gonna start a fight in my precinct, and I like this place, and plus I get to make cool stuff here. So yeah, I brought him here.
Well, as it stands, you're not in danger of losing the district. I mean, the Boros still patrol through here sometimes.
Only sometimes?
Well, they mostly stick in Precinct 4. Precinct 6 is out of their... The Boros are the military for the entire city, the entire district. But they're in bigger numbers around their home as guild tensions are rising because of the siege. Why? And you can see frustration on his face. Why isn't Jace handling all this? This is his job.
It sounds like he feels like he has better stuff to do.
That's the sentiment I've gotten, is he takes care of his own problems before the city he's bound to by oath.
That's what it was sounding like Nissa's problem was.
Ooh. Yeah, she does not like him.
Yeah, we gathered that.
She used to. Then things got soured.
What? Scorned lover, or?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know what happened. I know Jace found this whole Gatewatch thing, and then they went off to go save some other plane. And when they came back, they were no longer friends.
Huh.
So.
Ooh.
I wonder when Papa died.
Also, I brought them here for another reason.
Where's my dad?
And that is?
I'm gonna make them some weapons and armor.
Oh. Okay. With what?
Duh, my talent in Mizium.
Mizium is really good for its properties, but not necessarily as weapons. You don't hit somebody with the Mizium, you use the Mizium to channel energy.
Ooh, like a.
Well, right, but they're, you know, we got. He's a bard, so casterish, and she's book smart, so I assume she's not going to hit people with books. And then you got this person right here, and I look her up and down, and I go, "Yeah, you like to punch things, don't you?"
Yeah, I don't need armor.
You do know the length of time it takes to work Mizium into a usable product.
I'm sure we have some spare things around here.
Are you guys planning on being here for about a month?
Oh, geez, a month? I mean, we don't know what we're even doing. So.
Yeah, we got here not that long ago and have no idea how to get back to where we're originally from, so I don't think we really have a timeline anymore.
Zeke, you do know Mizium is quite difficult to work with. It's not impossible, but it takes time.
Like I said, we'll find some spare things around here. I could work it, no problem.
Out of character, you know that it would take you 10 days to make a Mizium apparatus for yourself. Being the book of Guildmaster Guide to Ravnica, it says, 10 days. For a Mizium apparatus, which is a special thing.
I don't have a need.
Magical items, but not Mizium apparatus.
I don't have a need for metal type armor.
Well, the smelting district is not where you would get non-metal armors.
I would gather that.
If you head down to Tin Street, which is not very far away, you should definitely be able to find leather workers, or at least vendors.
Hold on.
And they would give me a discount because I'm their friend.
Did she just go invisible?
Yep. Once again.
Yep. Yeah, no, the dogs were making a weird noise, so she went to check out what was going on.
Okay.
I think one of them has to go potty.
Probably. So, Andras is asking about non-metal armors, but what about the rest of you?
I don't need armor.
I have leather armor.
I could, if we're going to do anything that requires extraneous activity, I could probably use some armor myself.
Well,
It just slows me down.
you,
Armor.
Zeke, you could make armor out of Mizium, or you can enhance armor with Mizium. But that's going to take a week at the very least.
Well, it's not like we're going anywhere.
I could do it. I could do it with skill too.
Otherwise, I would not say no to
Enhancements?
no. If we're looking at weapons, like a short sword.
Now, you don't want the sword to be made of Mizium, but maybe the hilt or the guard or some other part of it.
Right. That makes sense.
The blade should be made of good cold steel.
Just
I'm looking up something, so continue with your conversation. Sorry.
I want Andrast and Kalen and Xanthip to make a perception check at advantage.
at advantage.
Yep.
If indeed we do make armor for me, reinforced padded leather would be an amazing thing.
Reinforced adamantine leather.
Padded leather.
Padded leather. Huh.
I.e. studded.
Okay.
That would be a 19.
Andrast?
17.
I did that on purpose. Kaylin?
23.
Kaylin, as you guys are talking to Quinn and Zeke and such as that, you guys peek back over the bridge, and you can see another group of performers performing on the bridge. And their voices are carrying. They're loud, they're raucous, and they're having a lot of fun. But there's something strangely familiar about one of the voices. It hits your ear, and instantly, from talking to them, you look back over the bridge.
There's something really familiar about that person's voice. I'm gonna point out the group.
I will
performing.
I will turn towards them.
Like, tuck. Wait a minute.
They're pretty far away. It's hard to make faces, features, or shapes, but there are a group of performers performing for a small crowd, and they're very loud. They're yelling and shouting and singing.
Wanna go check it out?
Yep.
And in that song that's being played, like the sing-song voice does sound familiar.
We're gonna go check it out. If all the rest of you don't want to, we're gonna.
Oh, I might as well. If there's a curiosity going on and it's a performance, maybe I can get some coin.
Katarina.
I said I was going to follow.
Okay. Zeke, you're going to hang back with Quinn for a minute? Or are you going to go with them?
I will be like, where's everyone going? And then I'll give him like the I'll be right back.
Poor Zeke. He's gonna be our anxious dead mother following us around. Like, what are you guys doing?
Don't touch. No, don't go over there. Stop licking that window. Don't you put that in your mouth.
The thing that why Zeke is so curious about you is the fact that he really wants the spark, and also, you guys are fun to be with.
Aww.
Once you get boring, he'll completely leave you alone.
So we have to keep his goblin brain interested.
Yes.
So does that mean that I can
Pretty
have
much.
follow behind us if I drop like little pieces of shiny things, like a trail of breadcrumbs?
Thank you for the new follow.
And I would probably do that.
Oh, look, a shiny. Oh, look, another shiny. Oh, look, another shiny.
Okay.
How to lead the goblin-brained metal man through.
So I found.
Want him to go.
So I found out something very interesting about artificers recently.
Oh.
I can have a limited amount of infusions on gear. I can also give infusions, just one, to other people.
Huh.
Okay.
What do infusions do?
It takes a few minutes to walk back towards the bridge, and Zeke's following 20 or 30 feet behind. And the performance is getting louder. It's revelry. And now that you're closer, Kalen's correct. That voice is familiar. This voice that's singing, and the way the instrument is being played also sounds familiar too. And when Xanthip and Andras get closer, this is familiar to you too. It's oddly familiar. And you guys continue on. And when you get to that point on the bridge, you get a closer look at the performers. And in the troop of 4 of them, one of them stands out.
And who is it that we see, Mr. DM?
Is that a lure?
At that moment, I'm gonna yell out, "Allure!" and book it towards her.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next session of Wanderers.
Looks over, just sees this, went off going, "Allure!"
That was well done, DM.
Thank you. So that was it for tonight. Thank you everybody for joining in for the fun. We will be doing Loramir on Saturday and Mad Mage on Sunday.
Nope.
I'm sorry. DCC round 2.
We will be doing floor 2 of DCC.
Yeah.
So, thank you to Syrinscape for the music from Break. And anybody else have an announcement? 'Cause that's it for me.
Actually, stick around for half a second. We might actually be hitting a raid on somebody. I gotta see who's live at the moment.
Okay.
A lot of people are live right now.
I know, I gotta see who's who. So we have a choice. So we'll make a vote out of everybody here. Grouch Couch or Z and Z?
Z and Z. My vote.
Ange, you want to raid Grouch Couch or Z and Z? Do you want to raid Grouch Couch or Z and Z?
Grouch Couch. They need some love.
Grouch Couch.
Couch, couch.
They need some love.
Alright, looks like we're heading to the couch.
All right, we'll see you Saturday for Loremere.
And exactly it, Cuddly Wolf, because like they said, it's Turk's B-Day.
Happy birthday, enjoy the raid, and we'll see you guys Saturday.
Yes, we will.